Welcome back, Media Junkies.
Hello.
Hello.
Big #1 year anniversary.
Big numero uno.
Yeah.
We think we'd have some kind of cool intro playing, but we didn't.
We don't.
Nope, not at
We
all.
have something pretty cool
Um,
planned for the episode.
yeah, we
Yeah.
have lots of cool things.
Lots of
planned for the
things.
episode. Lots to get through today, so I just want to get it off right at the start. Any small talk? You guys got anything going on?
Ooh,
I have small talk.
Hunter has some small
Oh
talk.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
I got the Book of Bill finally.
Wow.
Yes.
And it's really, really funny.
And me and Hunter were reading we read probably about I'd say 15 pages.
He showed me a couple pages.
I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
really
pretty
good.
cool.
Looks very nice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cursive though.
A lot of
Just
cursive.
kidding. There's
yeah.
not a
lot
lot
of cursive,
It's
yeah.
there's a little bit amount of
Lots of cursing
Very
too,
funny.
right?
I didn't expect it to be so funny. Me and him were like,
It is really
Yeah.
It is really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
like you
ripped
never
before?
you never know what's gonna happen next.
that is
It's
true.
like,
'Cause he's Bill Cipher.
he's Bill Cipher.
Yeah, he's insane.
I do want to. Do you have any small talk, Luke? I do want to say, college is very. I guess the community of college is very weird.
Why? That's not the verdict I usually hear.
I'll throw out some examples. So like yesterday, I'm
This
walking.
person.
I'm walking through campus, right? And there's this dude, this group of people, and then there's this giant tank, right? And this is in the middle, like outside in the middle
like
of
a
campus.
Fish tank or a
No,
army
like
tank?
it like a water tank. It's
Oh,
one of those.
okay.
It's one of those dunking tanks where someone sits on top of
Right,
it,
right.
and you throw something at it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
dunk them. So they had that set up for people to participate in, I guess.
Very funny. Did you
Which
go on
is-
it?
I did not. No.
Oh.
You loser.
Well, I think you participate by trying to dunk the person. You don't
Yeah.
go on the
Throw the
dunker.
baseball.
But I just thought that was interesting. And then today they had in the same spot there was a stand set up where there's a line of people and you could pay money to throw a pie into whoever's face that you want. That is like standing up there, so you can
Welcome to
take a
college,
pie
folks.
You know how in some cartoons there'll be like one thing in the background that's changed every episode? Like The Simpsons, every like title sequence? That's what that reminds me of. Like every day there's something different happening over there.
I know, it's
like a visual gag.
Yeah,
Welcome to college, folks.
Yeah.
It's so strange. It's funny because I actively went to that area to see what it was because I was down in a lower area where like I couldn't see what was up there,
Right.
but I heard like a lot of talking and something weird going on. So I went up the stairs to see what it was was going on.
Yeah.
And it was just a bizarre sight seeing people
It
getting
was
their
like-
pies ready and
Well, what is that? Yeah. Here we go. What was that place called? Like where do they do it? Well,
it's just in the middle of like where you walk outside at like campus, like just
you're gonna have to keep us updated if any more strange
yeah.
occurrences.
I'll let you
Also-
know.
Is this like a daily something different happens, or is it like?
This is only the second time. I've
Sure,
noticed
yeah. But
something.
was it a daily thing, or was it like a whole week or something?
The last time was like a couple days ago.
Uh-huh.
I noticed, and then yesterday I forgot about this, but there was a guy just like he was standing up. I think he was like preaching or something.
What?
But he was like yelling at people.
Yeah.
So it was
Oh yeah, it's like that one. What's that guy? That pastor's name? That's really creepy.
I don't know.
That was showing you.
I don't remember his name.
Critical did a video on him. He's got like a really weird face, and he's like.
Oh,
like
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
He's,
about.
he's
Yeah.
just a demon in disguise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a video of him just like yelling, like "Don't be afraid!" Like, It was so
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. Essentially.
That's what that reminds me of.
I got a little cool thing.
Oh, he has a cool thing.
what?
This episode comes out on the day fall starts.
Oh.
Wow.
My
Happy
favorite
birthday,
my
fall.
favorite season.
Yeah, I think
It
that's
is
probably the
my
most
favorite
popular
season, too.
favorite season. I think.
It's my favorite as well.
I feel like
I think aesthetically fall is
it's,
just.
it's the most unique. I
It
think.
just
Most
feels
unique.
nice. To
Like
be-
summer,
Yeah.
summer and spring are pretty similar.
I think fall has the best like temperatures.
I think so too.
Like obviously summer's nice because you can cool off in the pool, but you don't
Right.
need to cool off in fall because it's
I-
nice and
I'm gonna say it here. I don't like winter and I don't like summer that much.
yeah,
I like summer. I don't like winter.
Yeah, winter is
They're
only.
just two extremes, really.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
just-
I like that you don't get you get days off in summer, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I will say
Yeah.
about fall is that it has the best smells,
hmm
best tastes. It's good for all your senses.
Not only
basically.
that, but fall, believe it or not, has the most stuff to do in terms of like
Mhm.
there's so many fairs and like
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Mum Fest, pumpkin patches,
Well,
Halloween, just all kinds of
I
different
think
stuff.
some of that is just for our town, but yeah.
True, yeah, but
People
yeah,
come
you
over.
mean they don't do
It-
Mum Fests like
No.
other
I
places?
think that's just
I think
a
it's
us
just
thing.
us.
Oh.
And, well,
Of
we have.
that town that we're
yeah,
in.
yeah.
If there was, then there wouldn't be as many people coming down. Just coming over here just for Mumfest.
Mm.
There's a lot. Because
Yeah.
I was at the meeting for volunteer training,
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
and they
that's
were
right.
talking about how like people come from different states and
Right.
stuff just to be here for Mumfest.
Which is pretty cool.
Very interesting.
Which some of the viewers actually might, because I think most of our listeners are probably from here, right?
Most of
So they've
them.
I'll be
already
working in the
to that,
holding area, so if you have anything to put in the holding area, please don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
Come visit
I'm
on.
just
actually,
kidding.
Will this episode be out by the time you're doing that?
No.
Uh-oh.
Probably not.
So,
So-
Well, I mean, it's
ju-
still nice to say. I'm just saying.
Just to
Yeah.
clarify on that, since our 1 year is this Sunday, that's when the episode's coming out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rush to
Yeah,
edit
he's
this
gonna have to
thing.
rush this
Seriously.
one.
Yeah, that's why
and
I
you've
did.
got my episode, which how is that? Have you done that yet?
Yeah, it's up and scheduled.
You've got the. Oh yeah, that's right.
You saw it
The
because you
intro and
you
everything.
saw it.
The one you were very complimentary on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was just a weird image you chose for the.
Oh, I didn't choose it. That was the auto-generated
Yeah,
one.
it was like YouTube being weird and crazy. I was
I
like on my
know.
phone in the middle.
Yeah.
It looks like I was looking at the script for the
Yeah.
episode, so it looked weird.
Yeah, but I like what Hunter was doing. He was very it looked like he was about to destroy
Yeah.
the entire setup.
Yeah, which kind of was his.
Everybody
That
go
was my goal.
watch Luke's absurd. Hold on.
Yeah.
Luke's absurd game show of insanity.
Yes.
I got it right that time.
What was the one you kept saying that was wrong?
Luke's
Abstract.
abstract
Yeah.
game of chaos
yeah,
or whatever.
that's the one. That's the off-brand version.
Yeah, but anyways, go watch that episode. It's coming out tonight at 12.
Well, I mean, they will have probably already seen it by the time that they hear this.
or yeah, so it's already out now. But go
out now.
watch it.
How do you always forget that?
I
It's
don't
been
know.
out, it's been out for 2 days.
This is like
Yeah.
content
It's
creation
been out
101.
for 2 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
It was a good
watch
episode.
it if you haven't already. You should have already. If you didn't, you're not dedicated. You're
Yeah.
not. You
Yeah,
need to
fake
work
fan.
on that.
No, honestly.
All right, moving into probably what's going to take up most of the episode today. We're gonna go back into our roots.
Oh, yeah.
To what we did in the very first episode, and we never did it again.
It's like a laugh track out there.
yeah.
Every time we say something, they're like, ha ha ha.
Yeah. Tier lists.
Yeah.
tier list.
There's a big reason, if you'll remember why we never did it again, is because it makes for interesting, I guess, conversation, but not an interesting podcast episode.
Right.
I mean,
we have
um,
gotten better at it. Though.
We
have
have.
gotten
We have.
better.
So
Podcasting in
this is our
general.
chance to redeem the tier list
Right.
aspect. So we're going to do a tier list of all our episodes. I think that's a perfect way, a perfect tribute to kind of everything we've done so
Every
far,
single thing
and
we've
to
done.
learn how we can improve and all those kinds of things.
Not counting this episode.
Not counting this.
Not
episode.
counting this episode, obviously.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
Are we gonna-
So
are we
yes.
going based off of how much we liked recording the episode,
So
or
right, because I know we haven't listened to every
How about
episode.
I have.
Luke
We know
has.
Actually,
but
there's like a few. There's like a phase where I didn't listen. But for us, most of it is going to be the experience of recording it. But because I think probably for Hunter, for me, it's probably more of the listening aspect of, and for you, it's probably editing.
True.
So maybe we'll get
Yeah.
3 different perspectives here.
I just
Almost.
I just have the recording aspect.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've listened to a couple.
And of course, we all have parts of each of those.
It's interesting because Luke is obviously like he's the one that listens to it the
Yeah.
most, so it's like he gets like our listener's perspective. I'm the one that like edits everything.
Yeah, you
I'm
get, like, the
here, and then
background.
I also upload it, come up with the titles and everything. So it's
Yeah.
like
technically you listen to it too.
technically
yeah, but
I do.
in the sense of like he's making it.
Yeah,
you know?
so
Yeah.
kind of.
And I like listening to it just because like hearing, because I'm a very reflective person, obviously. So hearing stuff that I say and being like, oh, I kind of want to like steer away from talking like that or like saying these things or
Yeah.
in this. So I use it as a kind of way to improve myself a little bit, which is kind of nice.
Right. So starting off with just to clarify kind of the tier list, because we don't have it like in front of us or anything here, and we're also not like making one or anything because it's all just our logos.
Yeah.
We've gone over it, but basically, the tier list: S, A, B, C, F.
Yeah.
And yeah, but essentially, when thinking about where we're ranking these, I want you to think C tier as in forgettable, and then below that is where it actually gets bad. So C tier is like you don't really remember what we even really did that episode.
Right, yeah.
Everything above that is like you would listen to it again. Obviously, like B tier, not
Yeah.
as much.
And
And
S
then
tier is like the legendary.
S tier is like the classics playlist.
Yeah.
Pretty much every episode in there will probably be an S tier. At least it should be.
And there are a few more that I also think maybe would be deserving of the S tier.
Yeah. So just start right off in the very first episode, released on September 22nd of 2023. Pilot. What do we think about this one?
I think Pilot's a pretty good one.
No,
Yeah.
Pilot had a lot of like bits. I think it definitely got us rolling.
I think so too.
The Fly.
The Fly, our
yeah.
very first bit ever.
I think there was also this thought of like we were trying to like make bits because it's like we're on a podcast, we have to make jokes.
Right,
Like,
we
we're
were
having-
trying a
Right.
We
little
were definitely
hard.
trying to get bits.
but it was fun. you
Yeah.
It was
know?
a lot of fun. I do remember a lot of recording that one.
The like the unquestionable hype of like us just like a week before just being like we're gonna like record a pod, like just
Right.
thinking about it
Right.
and telling everybody like
Right.
that was a very special moment.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a very obviously memorable episode because
Yes.
it's the one that started it all. We were just three dudes talking about video games.
Three white guys
Yeah.
talking about movies.
Yeah. But I think experience-wise is very good. In terms of quality, this was back obviously when we just had the
One microphone.
the blue
one
Yeti
mic.
Which
microphone.
only was like 7 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, so it didn't sound as good as it does
Yeah,
now.
It wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
Now look at us now.
But that microphone is really nice. Like in the
It is, yeah.
In the future, if Hunter gets a better microphone, or if our setup evolves, because you have one of those too, so
Yeah.
we could use those. I think.
Yeah, it
Our-
would-
our sound will get better eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
our
will.
sound will get
It's obviously it's what this whole episode is about. Mostly is I want to see how we can get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll
Yes.
get into that later in the episode.
Sure.
Uh,
Little
but
teaser for you.
but
Oh yeah, what do you
Where-
want to pilot?
I'd
yeah.
say S tier. That's
wouldn't-
also in the classics.
It is in the classics, but I think just because it's like the first time. I would put it
Yeah.
at maybe A tier, maybe high B tier, but I'd say probably A tier, just because it's like again we were starting off. It was fun to record, but like as far as content goes, it was pretty dry.
right, yeah. I think I agree with that. I think S tier has to be like a combination of kind of like
Yeah.
it's a classic, but it's also like a really good episode.
Yeah, it's like it's creative, it's funny.
it was
We had good
pretty good.
energy.
Yeah.
We had a lot of energy in that.
We
one,
did.
'cause that was
Yeah,
our
we
first
did.
Yeah,
one, so-
also because we were at cross country. Was that? No, that was pilot part 2 where we were.
Pilot
Oh,
part
actually,
two-
wait, that's a good transition actually.
Yeah,
yeah.
so A tier
A tier for
for
pilot
A tier.
part 1.
pilot part 1.
'cause I
alright.
was saying like more of like low S tier, high A.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Pilot part 2. I think we already know where this goes.
Yeah,
So
so-
we can talk about it afterwards, but I think we should all just say it. F.
F tier, yeah.
F tier.
This is the meme episode.
Yeah, this is kind of a meme episode, which
I know
it's-
that was really funny.
Yeah, sorry for a laugh track out there. They're unpaid, so they just kind of laugh whenever they feel it's necessary. But
they don't. We didn't tell them when.
yeah, essentially, pilot part 2. Obviously, the tier list we were doing, we had way too many video games.
Yeah.
We bit
Oh,
off
yeah.
a lot more than
I
we could
actually
chew.
forgot about that. Wow.
Yeah, so we kind of had to split it.
I kind of forgot why we didn't like
two
it.
episodes. My question though is, which I can't remember, did we record all at once?
Nope.
No,
No.
it
It
was
was two
separate.
separate,
It was
Yeah.
separate.
Okay,
That's
so
why it was so much more low energy.
because we had a meet right before we
That's
did that.
right.
Of course you had the meet because I wasn't allowed to run yet
I
because
wasn't allowed
stupid
to
stuff.
run.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was,
Um,
I remember that arc. That was kind of like an arc in a TV
Yeah.
show, like the
Um,
Hunter running arc.
yeah.
And now we don't. neither
Now
of
we
us
don't do it. We don't do it at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one way
See
to
how far we've come in a year.
fix
Yeah,
that problem.
yeah.
We all three of us used to do cross country. He moved out. And he obviously doesn't do cross country.
I
anymore.
moved out.
He moved out of high school.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to live there in the basement.
he stopped doing cross country obviously, and then
Yeah.
me and Luke were still kind
No,
of doing it. And
We've
then
changed a lot as people.
Yeah.
We've changed a lot since last time.
Since pilot part 2.
Since the last
Yeah.
time
we
you
were about
saw
young babes.
But yeah, as to why the episode we hate it so much is it was obviously didn't hold up nearly enough
Yeah.
to the first episode that
Right.
we did. And like you said, we were low energy. I think it was just there. I can't honestly remember a single memorable bit from that episode.
Yeah.
Uh,
It wasn't very funny. It was very much just us talking.
One thing I do remember was I texted you guys while I was editing it, and I said, because obviously we had just started a podcast,
Right.
I know now how to tell whether an episode isn't good or not, and
Yeah.
that's whether I'm actively not having fun editing it.
Right.
Obviously there's been episodes where I'm like, oh, I just got to get through this. But
Right.
when I'm actively like, oh my God, this is dragging. I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
be done
yeah.
with this.
Right.
Which obviously my editing style was a lot different back then than it is now.
That is true. It's a lot more laid back now. I
Yeah.
think, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. So I just not a very good episode.
Yeah.
Probably our lowest.
The
There
one
might
thing
be
I
a
do
worst.
remember is that episode spawned the first. I don't know what to call
First,
these.
like
'Cause-
hate.
No, because this is I keep using this word. I'm gonna use it again. The first like kind of arc I'd say of the Media Junkies with like outside of the podcast with Hollow Knight. That was the one that got me into that, and that was the first game we all kind of were like
That's right.
into together.
Yeah. So that's something.
So that's the one
Yeah.
thing that I remember coming good from that episode.
Bro's watched 2 animes and
No,
starts using arcs all the time now.
Well, I don't know a better word to describe it.
It's
I
a
know,
good.
I'm kidding,
You know,
I'm
it's
kidding.
it's a
I even
good-
used it before I watched the anime, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's actually one of my
But
new
yeah, I
favorite.
think it was
Yeah.
not
So
a good episode.
so
Yeah.
that's
That's definitely F tier.
that's a big drop off.
Good. We've
A
got,
to
we've got
F.
two like yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Two very
top and bottom.
different.
Well, next we're going to be going way up the ladder.
Oh yeah.
Breaking the ice.
Yes.
That's okay.
This
Amazing.
This was the episode where I realized we were meant to do this.
Yes,
this
this is our job.
It was like, man, this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Because, well, first off, we weren't recording in this room where we usually do.
Yeah.
We were recording in my room
man, dude.
because of scheduling issues.
I have like that episode it sticks in my mind recording it because it was different from all the other ones.
Right.
So I couldn't remember I can remember a moment where we heard a car go by and all looked out the window or like
Yeah.
random stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how different your room looked. Like
it looked a lot
looked a
different.
lot different.
Yeah.
Wait, was it painted? It was painted different, wasn't it?
It was white. Yeah.
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 Craziness.
Also,
Yeah.
our rooms, or at least mine and his room, look a lot different from our first ever recordings.
Did we?
I know we never recorded in my room. I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
I just in person.
my room has stayed the same for. Nah, I love this about my room, but it's probably like 10 years. I've never changed my room, never painted it, never done
Yeah.
anything, and I love it.
Oh.
Should have Bill Cipher do it.
No.
Uh,
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So why is this episode so good?
So I mean, well, first off, the topic obviously was icebreakers, getting to know each other a little more, let the viewers know who we are a little bit more.
Right.
I forget actually, how did we structure that? What were we?
Yeah. It was you had two. We each came up with two questions, and we asked each other.
That's right. Okay.
And well, this kind of established us as like where our roles lied, I think, in the podcast. And I think especially it established Austin as the storyteller because
Yeah.
obviously this was the first big story we ever told them, like
Right.
real life
The
experience.
laptop story,
right?
you know.
Very iconic, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is so fun for us because like since part one we were like I don't know how we can get better and then
Right.
that happened and it was just like
We
all
also
right.
got very
Yeah.
philosophical towards the end of that.
Right, yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very
Oh,
like it had
that's what it
philosophy, it
was.
had stories.
We were
Mhm.
talking about like different, like we were just like talking about random things that were like about us and stuff.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yours was the one wish thing.
Yeah, the genie
Mhm.
thing that was
Yeah.
And it was about philosophy, so it kind of
Mhm.
established me as like the thinker,
Right.
you know.
That's a very interesting way to look at it.
Yeah,
I never thought
and
about
it
that.
established Hunter as the guy who doesn't read books.
Oh
and
yeah, we did.
Was that the spawn of the I don't
Yes,
read
that,
books
that
dog?
was the spawn
Yeah.
of it because
Wow.
we were one of you guys.
Two
talked about-
of probably the most famous bits
right
from
yeah.
our podcast.
I
Yeah,
also
we're
like
talking about
that it was like me and Hunter sitting on your bed and you were across from us on it was just like a white table.
Yeah, it was like a very thin,
Yeah.
white, rickety table.
Yeah, it was like one of those tables that like you'd see in like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like they look really like cheap, you know.
Yeah, it was literally in my basement. I had to wipe the cobwebs off of it, like quite literally. Like, but yeah, it was just a very great experience. Just a very
Yep.
fun episode to record and edit.
Yes.
It
I
was
think
very high energy too.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was very high energy. I think it's probably the episode where I listened to it the most while editing, like playing back
Right,
certain
yeah.
parts, just because it was so funny.
Yeah, I know. I kind of wish we had more listeners so we could see like on the on like YouTube videos you can see like the most replayed parts, like the
Yeah.
funniest. That would be nice to see like our analytics, like
Right.
what the viewers like more.
Yeah.
I wish they did that for even if you have a little low amount of viewers, but whatever.
Yeah. Next up is episode 4.
Lore
Lore
Galore.
Galore, which, if you'll remember, was Hunter's topic.
This
first
was first. This is
first topic.
I think
Yep.
this was actually any of our first topics.
like this is before we did the like role switching thing where we did
Right.
like, yeah, that's right.
Like every other. But what do we think about Lore Galore?
I mean, it's my little brainchild, so I think it's one of the greatest. Oh wait, did we ever say Breaking the Ice?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were
S,
just talking
right?
Oh,
about-
S-
Yeah.
Oh, S tier. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
obviously.
What'd you think it was?
Of what? No, I said S tier.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I was like, he was like, "Do you ever do Breaking the Ice?" I was like, "Yeah, we were just
No, I
talking
meant,
about
did
it." But
we ever
yeah,
say what
right.
tier
Yeah, I
it
know.
was?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got
I
that
don't remember.
now.
I don't remember saying anything.
My brain was buffering.
But yeah, Lore Galore. I think it's personally an S tier because
It
it
was
was my
definitely
little brainchild.
The biggest nerd out episode we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And it wasn't your brainchild. I called you and recommended the idea, and you were like, "Good idea."
No,
I'm pretty sure.
I think we both thought of it at the same. We
Oh, it
both
was
think-
also.
It was when you were playing.
Should we reveal to Austin our plan for the episode that we had originally? I forgot about that.
Wait, what was the
do you
plan
remember
again?
This?
I know.
We had a plan.
Oh, we were gonna like say it was something else.
We were
wasn't
gonna
it?
gaslight him.
Oh yeah.
We were gonna try. We had this whole master plan that we were
To
gonna try to
gaslight you.
gaslight you into thinking you played like a video game that like doesn't actually
You
exist.
told me
Yeah.
about this.
Oh, we did. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
Yeah.
And then eventually we were like, "That's too hard."
Yeah,
we
I
didn't
don't-
want to do that.
That would have been so good. Though.
It would have.
It would've
Yeah,
been such a
but
good
like
bit.
It was only like the 4th episode. I thought it'd be a bit too out there, and
Yeah.
also just like if it went wrong, it would have been like really awkward.
Yeah.
But also in an alternate universe, we did do that episode, so just
yeah.
think about that.
Yeah.
we did gaslight you in another universe.
Also, another alternate universe, we're all
Mhm.
dead.
Yeah.
And Austin's laptop is broken. from the
Actually,
car.
multiple universes, according to Bill Cipher, where we
Oh, yeah.
died
Mm.
hundreds of times, choking on a button or a shirt button.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say
I'm kidding. That's probably like an A or an S.
personally, from like a viewer standpoint, I don't know if unless you're like really a big nerd, I
Right.
don't know who would want to watch the
Yeah.
episode just because it was literally us ranting.
It was
about
very good for
I mean,
us.
that's
Yeah.
podcasting, isn't it? You just
Right,
like
yeah.
Stuff.
But as far as like the viewers go,
Mhm.
it was okay. It didn't
Yeah.
have any memorable bits.
Yeah.
I enjoyed revealing the whole the Kirby lore was so important to me. It
Mhm.
still is, but it was very important to me back
Summarizing the Hollow Knight lore
then. Yeah,
was
yeah.
very fun.
Yeah, getting to kind of plan it out was pretty
Right.
cool.
Because
think.
I remember a lot of hype leading up to the episode. In like my perspective was that you were playing Hollow
Mhm,
Knight,
right, yeah.
but you hadn't looked up anything about the lore.
Yes.
So I got to explain all the
I
lore
know,
to you,
yeah.
and it was very exciting because I love the Hollow Knight
I know.
lore.
Yeah,
So
it's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite stories.
Mm.
My only wish is that maybe if it was told, like, because I feel like there's a lot of it that is left up to interpretation.
Yeah.
I kind of wish there was a bit more in there that was like revealed, but
right.
it's a really good story.
I mean, if
nonetheless.
Silk Song ever decides to come out,
I know.
I probably said
Yeah.
this during Lore Galore
we
too,
got
but
we have the 1-year anniversary of our podcast before Silk Song came out.
It's like it reminds me of those GTA ones.
Yeah.
This before GTA 6.
Yeah, through
Yeah.
Media Junkies 1 year before GTA 6.
Yeah.
But we've been waiting for Silk Song for longer though,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, GTA 6 has been in production for like a decade.
Right, but we had a trailer for Silk Song longer than we had a trailer for GTA 6.
Right.
So
We've
we were
been
putting that
talking
one.
about it way more.
I'd say B tier, but I would be fine with A tier.
I think it's A or B,
Yeah.
probably.
So I guess you're the
I'll
deciding
be the
factor.
deciding factor. I'll say B tier.
Okay,
It's a
sure.
really good episode,
Mhm.
but and it's definitely memorable. But
Right, yeah.
from the viewer standpoint, like I
Pretty
said,
main,
I don't
yeah.
know. You know.
Yeah.
So
Um.
let's talk about Subnautica.
Oh yeah.
We did.
Moral Compass.
Moral Compass, the 5th episode.
This is
This
is our first-
obviously this I am in love with this episode.
This
Yeah.
is
Yes.
the episode we kept saying, this is our best episode.
Yeah. This
it was
is
so funny.
This is in my top 3 episodes.
Yes, me
I just
too.
love it.
This
and
was
so
and
much.
I feel like we haven't gotten Moral Compass this right since. We've done it
Exactly.
again, and we've done good, but it hasn't been as
It's
good.
because we haven't done a sequel.
yeah, a whole
it's not-
episode.
we've
Yeah.
only
random,
done
we've done like
segments.
small segments of it.
Which have
and
been fine, but
Right.
again,
Which we've talked about before too, like if we did a sequel, instead of like just having the characters dropped on you, maybe this time we get time to prepare
right,
your
yeah,
arguments.
but you don't know which side.
Right,
Mm.
exactly.
I think it's also funny because this is when we started saying this is our best episode, then going on continuously saying no, this is our best episode. This
Yeah,
is our
yeah,
best
yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
This is our best
From
episode.
here, there was
It- Yeah.
I almost knocked my thing. I'm gonna move this over here.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sure that was very exciting for the listeners.
Yeah. But yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely where I think, I Icebreakers was where we got our role, and then just kept getting better and better.
Yes.
And Moral Compass
For
was
sure.
where I was like, oh my god, this
This is where we
so
started
good.
getting really good.
Yeah.
Burping.
Excuse you, mister.
Just remember like the Anakin Skywalker bit about him.
Yeah.
Hunter was like, I
He
did look that
hates
star.
sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was so much good stuff in there, and
Um,
conceptually, it was so unique because it was obviously this is me complimenting you, but like there was I never seen another game like this
Right.
like anywhere and like the name was so perfect.
That is one of my favorite things is coming up with games. I think
Yeah.
the only other game that lives up to Moral Compass that I have like created like from my brains
Yeah.
from scratch is Would or Wouldn't. I
Oh my
really
gosh,
liked
I
I really
love
liked
Would or
Would or
Wouldn't.
Wouldn't.
Would have when it was so
Yeah.
good.
It was really good.
I think that's the only like game that I've created that's Moral Compass level.
Yes.
But I still think Moral Compass holds a bigger place in my heart. Just 'cause
Yeah,
of-
it's a
it's a
classic.
classic.
Yep.
It's
And
where
Would or Wouldn't like just happened like a few weeks ago.
yeah. So but you know, where are we thinking about putting this?
That's definitely S.
S tier. That's like S
Yeah,
plus,
easy
like
S
the
tier.
highest
S
S
tier,
tier.
yeah.
Definitely the best
Ooh,
one we had so
FNAF
far.
quiz is next.
Yeah, this one. Well,
So
yeah.
okay. What were you gonna
This
say?
is the FNAF. This is
This was before the FNAF movie.
This was a me episode.
This was this was your first
And
episode.
I was kind of testing the waters. My episodes, I genuinely tried. I just kind of realized this in this moment. I genuinely try to do a mix of like really really absurd and like, crazy and weird, like the one we just did, or very thoughtful and like thought provoking. You know,
Right.
I kind of try to do a mix of that.
I think in this episode we might have said something about William Afton. No, that was during Mortal Kombat. Never mind. We did William Afton during.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, and yeah, so it was the first episode that I kind of ran, and it was definitely interesting. I definitely think I've gotten a lot better since then. This one for me, honestly, is not my favorite. It's probably lower down in the list in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
So I was gonna say I really like this episode because I was confusing it with another episode, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, this episode I agree. Not very memorable.
No, yeah. definitely not
I
memorable.
can't really. I obviously it was a FNAF quiz about all the lore and stuff, which I think the whole gag, if there, for lack of a better term, is that we didn't know a whole lot about it.
I know,
So
yeah.
it's kind of
And
redundant.
I also, I don't want to sound like I hate. This is gonna sound dumb.
He knew
but, like,
almost all the lore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm trying to phrase this not to offend you guys.
We are big dumb and he's
Yeah.
very smart.
I was more interested in the finer details of the lore than you guys were.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I didn't.
I
care
wasn't
for that.
as
I didn't
educated
Know, yeah, I didn't
in
know
it.
that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Which I feel like it obviously is more entertaining that way than if it was like
Yeah,
we both knew
yeah.
everything already.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It's kind of a good bit
Yeah.
that way.
But
there was a lot of us laughing in that episode. I think there were some parts where we were just kind of like, haha, that was funny, like dumb, couldn't figure out the answer. But
yeah. But in terms of actual value,
Right,
comedy
yeah.
value,
Yeah.
I would say. Obviously we'll figure it out, but I personally think it's like C tier.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
C tier,
Also coming with Moral Compass too, and this doesn't have to do anything with it. But Little Nightmares. We never did Uno or 6 for our Moral
Uno?
Compass. Yes. 1, Little Nightmares.
Mono.
Whatever.
I like Uno. That's kind of
yeah,
cute,
yeah.
actually. Oh man, Little Nightmares 3 is coming out.
I know.
Yay.
I know.
And
we never did that as a Moral Compass.
and
though.
Treasure. I mean, we didn't. Yeah, Treasure Studios. I don't know how to say the name. Is making another game that is like not Little Nightmares, but people were like, it might be.
Yeah. Next episode is I mentioned I have like a top 3 episodes. This one is in it.
Yeah.
Spooky special.
Oh, yeah. Our first.
so-
Man,
we
our
had
first few episodes are really good.
Yeah. So I was
our first episode with a new.
Yeah, it was
Logo.
the first episode with a new logo. I was confusing this with the FNAF quiz because the first like chunk of this episode is dedicated to reviewing the FNAF movie, which we had seen literally like 5 minutes before recording
Right.
this. So obviously experience was up there because we had just watched the FNAF movie
We
and that
haven't
was
gotten to
great.
do that again.
I know.
That was so cool.
Go to the movies and we
Yeah.
need to do more movie reviews and
Yeah,
stuff
we
like
do.
that.
We do.
But we just need time.
which-
Which you're so busy now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's bad, but
How dare you have a life?
I will break just for a second here to say some really bad news actually you just reminded me of. Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Oh, no.
They basically you know how they were almost done with the movie?
Yeah.
They scratched everything and they completely started over.
Why?
I don't know. They haven't really said why they started over.
It was like
This,
dumb.
this movie was supposed to come out like the day, like a week after
yeah.
my episode, of my anime addiction episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why are there so many like weird? There were so many big media projects that are just like in this
I don't
limbo
know.
phase right now.
I
Yeah.
swear, if it doesn't continue the story from the last movie, I'm gonna.
No, it is.
Oh, yeah, it
it's
will.
just like
It's like,
I'm pretty sure
Maybe
the
that's why they
only
scrapped it. They forgot, and they were like, "Oh, we forgot to continue that. That's the
Yeah.
cliffhanger."
I
Yeah.
don't know what it's scripted. What's gonna be the next movie? Because like they worked on that since.
well, they're still doing the sequel to Across the Spider-Verse. It's
I know.
just
Right.
like they're just restarting. I don't know if they had some kind of problem, just like I don't know. Something obviously wasn't up to their expectations, which. At least looking on the bright side, at least they're not pumping something out that they think is
That is true. That's
not
why I
of
should have
good
looked at
quality.
it. Oh, another one. I can introduce to that is Deltarune 3 and 4.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Again, waiting for so long, but
Right.
the longer we wait, the better we think it's gonna be.
Right.
So and if it doesn't live up, then it's really gonna
We
be
still have
upsetting.
so many more episodes to talk.
Oh yeah,
I know, yeah.
53 episodes.
Yeah.
But essentially, actually 52. This is 53rd, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can write this episode at the end.
Maybe yeah.
No.
Why Spooky Special is so good though, other than the FNAF review. I think my favorite segment is the telling scary stories segment.
Oh, yeah.
The
Specifically Hunter's segment where
Oh,
he
yeah.
had the it was the story about me showing up at Luke's cabin or
killing
whatever
me.
and killing Luke
you.
because the
Oh,
laptop fell
man.
off my car.
Yeah. Because I put it up there.
You
or
put it
whatever.
up there,
Right,
yeah.
What a classic. It starts
Yes.
off.
I
That
know
was-
it starts
I
off.
know.
It's so
Start-
good.
And we've started other stories like that.
Mhm.
It starts off.
It's just such a classic.
That's
Such a classic.
that's like the first and maybe only time where Hunter has actually come up with something on the fly and not been upset about it.
Yeah.
He's like, fine, I'll just do it. And, like,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Yeah, it
he
was-
just needs to have more confidence.
It was so good.
But yeah,
Um,
there were very quotable moments like whenever
Mhm.
he was like, he got up and then he got out of bed. Remember he
yeah,
stood up.
yeah. And that was also the episode because we did like a favorite candies or whatever that the whole Hershey's tasting like vomit or whatever came
Oh
out
yeah,
for the first
yeah.
It
time.
tastes like sick.
Yeah.
That was the first wheel we ever did.
It was, yeah.
Who we've grown very.
Yeah.
We love our wheel.
And
Our love wheel.
I think, yeah, I think looking back at it, it's probably other than, it's probably my favorite logo that we've had.
Oh yeah.
Other than our new one.
Yeah.
Um,
already said it like
Yeah, we've
so
already
many
mentioned it.
times.
Yeah. So where do we think Spooky Special goes?
S tier,
S
definitely.
tier, I agree. Very
So,
good.
yeah, what are we gonna do for that then? With new logo and then like it's Christmas and stuff like that for that.
Oh, I already talked about it, but we'll go over it
Okay.
after the episode.
Sweet.
But yes, new logos and stuff will be coming in the future too.
Oh.
So
Yee.
stay tuned for that.
Every year.
I
Who
think-
is Hunter?
Oh. If only you could have seen the way Austin looked at me.
Yeah. Who is Hunter?
Who is he?
That's me. Who am I?
Yeah. So.
Oh, I have a hot take. I don't know if mine's a hot take about this one, but it's
Go
something
ahead.
I've voiced.
Yeah.
Just in general, I've said this before. I don't like trivia about people because
The best friend test. Who's a
right.
better friend?
I hate that crap
Yeah.
because it's like
I still
you're
think
not a
it's-
good friend if you don't know random
Mhm.
specific things about me, which just isn't true. Like
I
Right.
still think it's really funny that Austin knew more though.
right, it's because it's like I care more about friendship. Like I care more about like doing things for each other and having
Mhm.
experiences.
Right.
And, and we just never really talked about ourselves because we were like as a trio or even a
Mhm.
duo or whatever. That's just how we had fun. So
Mhm.
there,
Yeah.
there wasn't much like reminiscing about our lives or
Right.
whatever.
I think the whole who's a better friend because of this test is just kind of like it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Like it's like
I take it because that's like my whole thing in life is like I want to have friends, I want people to like me or
Mhm.
whatever. So I kind of take it
Yeah,
more
after
personally
that
than
episode,
most
I actually
people.
hated you, and I went
Mhm.
on a downward spiral of never liking you again.
Yeah,
This entire
downward
podcast-
spiral.
This entire podcast, I've just never liked.
I don't understand
This is what I'm
sarcasm.
saying.
So when you do that, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. So although this episode isn't as good as the ones we've already talked about.
Yeah.
In order to get into the lower tier, it has to break the forgettable barrier,
Yeah,
which I
definitely
don't know if this
Ah,
episode
yeah.
is forgettable.
Right.
That
is true.
I still think it had its moments.
Yeah, we talked about you raking leaves.
Yeah,
We
we
did?
did. We talked
I
about
don't
me.
remember that.
Keep forgetting
I don't
it.
think I
Keep
don't think I
forgettable.
actually listened
He
to the
just forgets
episode.
things.
I don't
Yeah.
think I listened to the episode because I was just so like upset about it.
Really? Yeah. So where do we think this one lies?
I think.
I agree. I think probably B tier. It's not
B tier.
forgettable. There was some fun. We had some fun in it. The small talk I think was pretty good.
Yeah.
About the raking leaves thing about that one
me.
person.
I was,
Yeah.
didn't even get to finish my sentence. I go, I think, and he goes, yeah, B tier.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Oh, I thought because Hassan just said B tier.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear him say that.
Do you agree? Like,
Yeah, B tier.
Yeah, B
Okay.
tier. B tier.
What?
Nothing.
Anyways, continuing.
I was
to
hoping you didn't hear that, so you wouldn't
Luke's
acknowledge
episode,
it. Yay!
where he constructed an entire, I guess, it was almost like a revenge.
Yeah, it was.
For the last episode.
I didn't actually. I had been planning it before that episode, so it just
Oh.
kind of worked out.
Yeah.
But this is again my first like crazy episode where I just did weird stuff.
Right.
It was pretty fun.
Well, it was like an entire game, kind of, right?
It was a game. There was a wheel, and the wheel had like you doing, like it was like the whole bit was that it was very self-centered or whatever. Like we did moral compass, but it was you both had to say good things about me.
That's
or
right,
whatever.
yeah.
Instead of-
Oh, and that's the episode where I told the
Yeah.
story about how evil you are.
But yeah.
And like for
And then you played the Rick and Morty song, and that and you were like, that's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
He said, scratch that, actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
This was another episode where I was like, this is officially my favorite
Yeah, just because of
episode.
the edit and how
Yeah,
funny it was.
I
and-
loved that sequence so
Yes.
much. It's
my villain arc.
it's one of those sequences where I still go back and listen to it, and I'm like, it's so funny.
Good, yeah.
Um,
And like there was a clip of me saying something. I can't remember what it was now, but there was like a clip of me saying something out of context that sounded bad. That was
Yeah.
again that was like faded in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
It was so funny.
it was so
I
good.
can't remember I wish I could remember what I said, but
Yeah.
that was.
This episode was also the one where I made an entire
Oh,
like an
This is-
entire
I
description.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I was thinking about that this morning because I was just thinking about
Mm-hmm.
how funny it is that the first time I saw it, I didn't see the see more thing. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, what a funny description. And then like probably a week later, I was like, wait, there's a whole like
Yeah.
essay here.
This is also the episode where Luke doxed himself, his entire his full government name.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with Bradley Gordon.
Yeah. I would read it, but it's very long.
It's a
so
very long,
Oh, yeah.
if you guys are interested, go back to it's called Luke's episode.
We
to
should
clarify.
revisit Luke. What was it called? Like Luke Land or whatever?
Luketopia.
Yeah, we should revisit
Yeah.
Luketopia at some point.
That whole plot line.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
about
need like
that.
custom art.
Yeah.
It's just like a cityscape, but it's like statues of me.
Right. And then so where are we placing that one? Where do you think?
That's probably an A tier. I don't know if it's
Probably
like
A
S
tier.
tier, but
Yeah.
like, the bit was funny.
I agree.
Yeah.
It had a lot. As time settled, obviously it's not my favorite
It's kind of sunk
episode.
to the
Yeah.
wayside. a little bit,
But I do really like that one.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Um,
and I forget. Tyler, my friend, Times Hunter, has made that joke where he's like, "Oh, your episode sucked." Haha.
Yeah. Next episode, No Thanksgiving. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh, I just saw that he was looking at all of them. I was
Yeah.
like, man, he knows all of these in
Our
order.
first our first holiday without a
yeah.
Logo.
without a logo.
Also, our second holiday episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, you're free to change my mind here, but I think
Change
No
your
Thanksgiving might actually be a C tier forgettable episode.
Yeah, I don't remember half of this stuff that happened.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a counter argument for you.
Okay.
A little bit of objection, if you will.
Mhm.
What even
This
happened?
had your Dunkin' Donuts story about the dirty Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
It had the bit about how the three Media Junkies Thanksgiving table just has like the most like mac and cheese and
That's
just bread
right,
because
that's
we
right,
all hate
yeah.
well, except for you, I guess, but because me and Hunter just hated food.
Yeah.
It's most forgettable for me. Then.
And cars parked on the side of the road,
Oh.
which has stood the test of time.
oh yeah, because
Um,
this was our pet peeves.
I
Okay,
will
yeah,
say,
yeah.
this is one of the first episodes where I think we're using these.
Oh yeah,
And our-
the new
Yeah, it was
mics.
this
Wait,
one.
oh no, it was.
No, it was this.
Was it
Was-
or was it Luke's episode?
Mm,
I mean, my episode one.
Yeah.
I know we'd had them in recent recs
Mm.
because that's
Yeah.
what we did. That's when we did at my house for the first.
It was
time.
somewhere in this area.
Anyway, yeah. The audio was kind of screwy on this one. It was kind of echoey.
That's right. There was like a few episodes when we got these or whatever that like the audio was like messed up because we
Yes.
were still figuring out how to use it.
This tier list is fun. I like going back through
Yeah.
all our episodes.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. So did I change your mind even a little bit?
I think you did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
To be probably.
probably a
Yeah,
B.
probably B, yeah.
It had a lot of memorable moments, but
Especially the Cars thing.
the Cars
We
thing,
tease
yeah.
you about that all the time. Even now, 'cause,
that's
like,
more of an outside of the podcast
Yeah,
bit.
sure,
that
yeah.
I do a lot.
It
Yeah.
brings up it comes up a lot when we're hanging out like outside.
Yeah.
But
Oh, if we could remember all our hangouts, we should have ranked our hangouts.
Ranked
too.
our hangouts.
Oh man.
that,
gosh
that,
darn
that
it.
doesn't involve the listeners
I don't
though.
care.
So
We'll do
it's
that.
like-
We'll do that on our next hangout. How about that?
yeah.
Yeah.
The in case you're curious, the Deltarune one is my favorite.
I-
What?
Yeah.
No, I think our best hangout was Lord of the Rings.
Not.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That was
I don't know
probably
if
This
I-
my
is
best
an
one.
amazing moment for me because I left that hangout thinking, and it's still up until this moment. I thought Austin didn't like that game. I thought you didn't like.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why.
I was
No,
I
that
think I was the
that
one
was my favorite hangout. I think probably. It might be tied with Lord of the Rings.
I think Lord of the Rings
because
is
I
best.
really am passionate about
That's
Because
Lord of
that
the
one
Rings.
we
absurd.
made an episode about too.
Yeah.
That's crazy that my Deltarune hangout is tied with.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Worry about it later.
Dude, you're
Don't worry,
breaking my-
we
you're not
have
breaking
a
my
better.
heart with-
we have a
I'm
better one
inflating
coming
your
up.
heart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Pizza Tower. I like.
Oh no,
more
I
than
wasn't
Deltarune.
talking about Pizza Tower.
I know. I'm just saying. I
Yeah.
like. That's my new favorite.
Oh yeah,
indie
we have
game.
Invincible and we have Harry Potter.
But those are
Yeah.
happening over Christmas break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere in
That's
there.
awesome. Great.
Yeah, but anyways, so no Thanksgiving about B tier.
Are we watching?
Wait, we had I'm sorry to dwell on this topic even more, but we had two. We had one where we did chapter 1 and one where we did chapter 2.
Right. Oh, it was 2 hangouts.
Because the first one we did it for a football game, and the second one was just a regular.
Oh yeah, we
day.
did do one before the football game.
Because we had to rush because you
Oh.
were fighting Jevel, remember the jester boss?
That's
And you couldn't
right.
defeat him.
And he
in
tried to
time.
show-
I'm thinking
He was trying to show me the Hat in Time.
because in
song.
my mind
Yeah.
they were. I forgot that it was even 2 separate hangouts. I thought
Right.
it was a
Well, yeah.
combined thing.
Because
So
they're
I'm
so
saying
long.
like both of them.
Sure, yeah. And the second one obviously had Spamton.
Yeah.
Um,
I just think voicing
did
the
you-
characters was super
Did
fun.
you? Oh yeah. Did you? Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Did you ever fight Spamton?
we did
The boss.
Yeah.
The
We
big
fought-
boss.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I did.
the one in the abandoned place, the railroad, I think it was.
Yeah.
Javel was the one that I never beat.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and you beat Spamton. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we beat?
Oh man,
We beat Spammed.
I think so. Yeah.
you guys are making me so happy right now. I thought you guys forgot all
Oh,
about
him.
him.
No.
Well, he is.
Well,
I'm-
you too, because you're
I
like, oh,
remember-
did we beat Spamton?
I remember. No, I said I don't remember us beating Spamton.
Fampton.
I don't remember beating Spamton. That's what I said. I said Spamton.
Yeah. So, well, okay. So I wasn't gonna plan a
Also-
chapter 3 and 4 hangout, but I suppose
You
we
weren't?
will. I wasn't going to.
Oh.
I suppose we
I
I thought
literally
we
will.
were
went
talking
home and
about
like researched a bunch about like Deltarune after that and everything.
You never told me.
Also,
Oh, I thought it did.
Invincible. What are we doing for Invincible? Like, I know we're watching it, but like, are we watching all of it or just like?
Well, just the
Season
first
one.
season, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
and then you guys, if you like it after that, you can watch like the second one.
Sure.
But yeah, I
Is the
think
first one like better?
yeah.
Sure.
All
right.
Anyways, back on topic.
Yeah.
here.
Back on track.
Yeah.
This episode's long enough as it is.
Yeah. So recent Rex.
Wait, did we say tier for?
Yeah, we said
No Thanksgiving?
B tier.
B tier for no
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
B for
Low B
boring.
tier, like it's
Yeah, low, like
it's,
very low B tier.
It's a low B tier, I think.
Mm.
I think it's a low B tier.
It's still close to C because I forgot about that episode, so you started breaking
Yeah.
up that stuff.
Disappointing.
Recent Rex. What do we think about that?
One of my favorite running experiences, recent Rex
Yep.
is
We do. It's a thing we do. Like every time we have like obviously a recommendation.
Yeah.
Now we're always like recent Rex. You know,
I know,
it's,
yeah.
The one where we quit, or the one where we we had 4 episodes of it, and then we quit doing it.
Huh?
Big talk soon.
what are you talking about?
We have big talk soon.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're almost there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this one was recorded in tandem with Bedtime
Stories.
Ihana's
Mhm.
house,
Yep.
which I will say again, I want to revive bedtime stories for a midnight.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But recent Rex. I think it was.
We can talk about that.
Recent Rex is like kind of a lore galore situation where it was very interesting to us because we're recommending things and all that, but it was really just us summarizing a whole lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like necessarily high in entertainment value.
Sure. Right.
Does it fall into forgettable? Because obviously the recent Rex, that trademark is very memorable, but do you even remember what I
Let's see if
recommended?
you recommended The Witcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recommended-
Witcher.
I don't remember that.
I remember
You
recommended
recommended,
series Unfortunate
series.
Events, which you watched the first season of,
I
right?
did
And
watch
you gotta
that.
keep watching.
I
the rest of
know,
it.
I know.
Then I
know.
recommended. I have no idea.
I remember, and
Right.
you should remember because it came up again recently. There was a whole arc about it,
Hmm.
and we had a very funny joke about the name of a certain
Hunter x Hunter?
character
Oh no, it's not.
in the game. It was Bioshock,
Oh,
and the Big Daddies.
Yeah.
that was my first recommendation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
and it finally came to fruition like half a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably more than that.
Yeah, probably,
That was
yeah.
recently.
And have you even finished the game? Have you
Yeah.
even finished?
I just didn't do the DLCs for Infinite.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well.
I have so much to talk about to you, but I can't say
you
it to you.
You
yet.
can just say it to me. I'm probably not gonna play them.
Yeah.
I didn't like Infinite much at all.
Infinite is actually not that bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
But does that make it not forgettable though?
it's just because I listened to it multiple times. But in terms of like,
I think if you
it's
didn't,
forgettable.
I think if you didn't watch it multiple times, I think it would have been forgotten. I said I think it's definitely a C.
Yeah, I
Probably
think
C tier.
I think
It's-
C
I don't
tier
think
is
it's
good.
lower than that though. But I think it
It's
definitely.
not
is
a
here.
bad
It's
episode
not a
by any
forgettable
means.
episode.
Oh, that we also did the news stories in that episode.
That's
Which
right.
we need to do that again too. Like we did
Yeah.
the weird news things where we
I thought
had
that was
like
Big
the.
Talk.
Or yeah, that was Big Talk that we did.
No,
the
we
news
did it at
stories.
that one too, and then we revived it again for
Oh,
Big Talk.
we did it in recent Rex as
Yeah,
well?
because we were talking about the grenades that were just like in a trash can by a school randomly or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember
and
that.
then and you're like, I'm done with this. Or
Why did we do that in recent Rex?
Just because it was like you were like, because it was the first one where we were kind of like, I don't know if this episode's gonna be long enough. We need to.
Yeah, that was only like.
Mm.
but now we realize that like it doesn't really matter. But
It was
Yeah.
only
back
39
then,
minutes.
you know.
Yeah. But
So, yeah, see,
I think a C tier is good for that.
You know, it's really starting to. The whole 1 year thing is really starting to set in now that we've been
Yeah.
talking about our past episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
This
doing
is
it a
actually
long time.
genius to do. Like recap.
Right. Yeah.
oh, yeah, speaking of our anticipated one, bedtime stories, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
This another me episode. I absolutely love it. It's-
Conceptually, again, brilliant.
Conceptually, very good. I think it's one of those episodes where obviously we're coming up with stories, so it's like a lot of like one person talking at a
And it
time,
was an
another
efficient
person talking
story.
at a time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of summarizing and a lot of
That
just
was funny.
a lot of just ranting. But I think it's an exception to the other ones that are like that, where there's actually a lot of entertainment value.
Yeah, because there's creativity.
Yeah,
and,
creativity.
And there was some joking about like the bacon or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
wacky. It's also one of the most fun experiences I've had editing one of our episodes because I
Right.
added like
music.
to fit each story
Sure,
and
yeah.
situation. Like when things would get tense, it changed the music.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes there were sound effects and stuff.
Oh, I forgot about that. Hitting the table.
Hitting
we used
the
to do that a
table.
lot.
Yeah,
yeah. I like the edits for that one.
Yeah. It was just a very fun episode.
Yeah. You can tell when Austin really likes an episode. Like there's
Yeah.
music going the whole time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an episode that he doesn't like.
Dead silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dead silent.
Or it's a video episode. Because,
Right. Or I was really busy that week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
There's
kind of
that.
every week.
Yeah.
now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do we say that lands?
I would say
I think it's in
Podcast.
classics, but I think that's just because I'm biased.
Yeah.
And I really like it.
I'd say probably A tier, high
A tier.
Mhm.
I agree. I'll let it rest there.
What do you
not in
think? Yeah,
classics.
I rest
Yeah.
bedtime.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely in like. What'd you say it was?
A tier, high A tier.
Yeah, high A tier.
Yeah. What are you looking at, Luke?
I'm just looking at his screen.
Classics.
Oh, it's a classics playlist. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Next episode after bedtime stories is the first. Okay, so to kind of condense things here, instead of just doing the first big talk, since we have 3 of them,
all of them
I'm gonna
combined.
say let's combine all 3 of them.
Ooh, I kind of remember all 3 of them.
I mean,
The first one was not very good, if I remember correctly.
That was we talked with a deer.
We were. Oh yeah.
yeah, because we had the news stories
the
again.
deer,
and
yeah,
there was the
but then
deer.
we were kind of unfocused. I think GTA 6 we kind of talked about, but there's a lot of like
Yeah.
awesome looking stuff up on his computer and like you know,
Right. Yeah. It.
Yeah. So
To be honest, it's almost falling into forgettable. But
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I think it's B.
as a whole, all the big talks. It's hard to remember them because
they
There's
were
so
just
much
like
stuff.
yeah.
we're just talking about random stuff.
Uh-huh. I don't
Uh,
even remember the second big talk we
I
even
think-
talked about.
I think we should put it in B
Yeah,
all
I
big
think
talks.
probably C.
or C.
It's not
Mm.
forgettable as if
Hot-
like I forgot that episode existed. It's
Right.
forgettable as in I forget what happened in that episode.
Right.
I see low B maybe.
because they're so condensed because
what I'm
we were
thinking.
just free and we just talk about whatever.
Right.
Whatever
and then
comes to
I
our
remember
mind.
the third one because it was video and it was like the send off to Big Talk.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, but if we were doing them all together, I agree. I think it'd probably be a C tier.
Sure.
C tier level episode. But it is those episodes are really fun to record though, just because we're so structured that it's like when we're not structured,
like
it's nice.
breather,
But we're never doing it again. So
yeah.
moving
Too
on.
bad.
Moving
if only
on.
we hadn't created that rule.
Yeah.
I'm
Moving
kidding,
on.
Actually, it's a good thing. I
Yeah.
think.
Ending things.
Oh yeah.
This was a big clickbait.
Still find it funny that it actually worked.
Yeah, one of our most viewed episodes because of the title.
So funny.
Even the description is clickbaity. Today, the three media junkies end things ... but not in the way that you think.
Oh yeah.
So it was what?
That's in the description for ending things.
Why is Markiplier in our
Because
description?
we talked about him on the
Oh
episode.
yeah. But it was about ending like
It's funny.
stories, like media, like different endings we either weren't satisfied with or would have liked to be different.
That's what I was talking about the Hunter x Hunter ending.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Toy Story 4.
Personally, I think this is another C tier.
Yeah.
I
it's
think
This one probably also would be maybe a high D tier for me.
Yeah,
I agree actually.
Yeah.
I remember the Hunter x Hunter ending thing because you said it was endings in media and stuff like that. So that's why I remember it at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like not only is it pretty forgettable, but it's just like it's also not that enjoyable.
Yeah.
If I had to scrap an episode, Pilot Part 2 would be scrapped, but then after that would probably be ending things.
I don't think it's F tier though. I don't think it's
F
It's
tier.
again, conceptually interesting.
It's not with Pilot Part 2 because it had a good concept. It had, I think, probably some moments in there somewhere.
Right.
Some moments.
But I think D tier, it's just barely below
It had
C.
me hating on Woody for being an idiot.
Oh yeah.
in that
See, I don't
movie.
remember that.
Yeah, I just remember that because it was me. I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
Um,
high D, low C. So I think
Yeah.
we should
Yeah.
put in D.
Yeah.
Here's another one that's in the classics and another holiday, our third holiday special.
Ooh.
Merry Christmas, Media Junkies.
I think this is the most underrated episode.
Really? That's an
I-
interesting take.
I just don't hear you guys talking about it as much as I wish
Because
because
I don't remember what happened in it.
we ranked movies and songs and we had a great time. It was very funny.
I'm surprised you think it's underrated. I love the episode.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. The only thing is, my experience recording the
You had
episode.
to blow your nose in the middle of it.
Well, that's part of it, yes. But the reason for that is because I had the worst stuffed nose.
Yeah.
It was the worst time for me to record
bummer.
possibly ever. My nose was just stuffed the entire time and I could barely breathe. And obviously,
Sucks.
having a mic in front of you going isn't good.
Yeah.
So it was
I didn't
just
notice it when I listened to it.
You're
though.
welcome
Yeah.
when he just breathed.
I mean, us had a custom intro. We had like the.
yeah, it had a different intro. It had a different logo. I really liked the special logo. That logo. So
You.
the
logo
different
lore.
Yeah. So difference between this logo and the Spooky Special logo is I'm the one that made this one.
Yeah.
My compact teacher is the one that made the other one. He
which-
just threw it together
Well,
into.
you're not in his class anymore, so.
I'm not. So
my past compact teacher.
His
Yeah.
past.
Former.
yeah,
His past.
I was
Yeah.
saying it for him.
yeah.
Why would you say it for him?
Which I spent like, I'm talking like hours on that logo.
Photoshopping
Yeah,
a Santa hat on
yeah. It was very complicated.
I listened to this one probably the most after it came out, just repeatedly, just because I liked it. It was fun. The episodes I like the most are the ones where we're having fun together.
Yeah.
Because I just like that kind of energy.
I'm trying to remember. There's a very funny bit in there that I listened to over and over again, and it was either when I left to
There were
blow my
two.
nose.
There were
It was
two-
when you guys were like talking while I was gone blowing my nose, and then
Yeah.
I came back and you said something.
Yeah, we were talking about we were gonna.
Hunter's inching
Yeah,
away
where
from.
are you going? We're talking about how we were gonna kill you on
Yeah.
Christmas.
On Christmas.
Oh yeah,
That
that was on my on Christmas.
Yes,
Day.
that-
I wouldn't say anything but on Christmas for that episode.
That's another
yeah.
just like
Classic
S tier
media
bit
joke.
right there.
Yeah, I
Yes.
wouldn't say anything on Christmas.
That one also was the one that I was also very excited to listen to. I'm gonna listen to this one after I get back,
Mm.
actually, because you guys started the episode while I was still getting my drink. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and we were
It's-
talking about you. Yeah. Very very good episode. I think it's S tier.
Yeah,
I think
I do too.
I think
I'm-
it's
I'm
up
gonna
there.
It's
that's
high
good.
A tier.
Um, we also learned about your love for the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, which I thought was nice.
True.
Oh, yeah,
And
true.
My Home Alone.
We should watch that movie.
But Merry Christmas, Media Junkies. Are we saying S or are we saying high A?
I'm gonna say S. Just
S?
'cause,
S.
majority
Okay.
rules. Majority rules.
Yeah, as S tier. Moving on is this is actually a forgotten kind of
Rage
little thing I would do where we would have our rage episodes and be all rage.
Oh yeah, all caps.
Yeah, rage stories. The first of
Nice.
the rage, I guess it's the what is it called? The T-quel. The 2 episodes. It's not a
The
sequel.
duology.
The duology. That's it.
Wait, it was Rage Stories and Rage
Rants.
Rants. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. That was forgettable.
But yeah, I think Rage Stories is either C or maybe D.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's, yeah.
I don't
forgot
remember a
about a
whole
lot.
lot. Oh, okay. Actually,
There was a lot.
One thing is the holes in the wall.
Hole in the wall. Austin
yeah.
has that's his superpower as we
Yeah,
established. His
yeah.
whole wall,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wall hole.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't know. Me yelling at Crash Bandicoot. You talking about Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. That's right.
You're reminiscing, and that's all I can remember.
Yeah. See,
The end.
See, it's hard how I set this tier list up because it's a very memorable episode, but for some reason I don't necessarily like it.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's just like not very interesting to me.
Sure, yeah.
I guess, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I'm the one that came up with this.
I did.
Oh, you came up with this.
So I'm
So
offended.
you suck.
I'm kidding. I take offense to this.
But
yeah, you did come up with this.
you know, majority. What do we think about it?
Probably B tier. A
B tier.
Yeah.
B tier. Okay, I think B tier is a good
Is
place
this
for
going
it.
with Rage Rants or is this not?
You think we should do
Just
Rage
to
Band
save
separately?
time.
Yeah.
What did we talk about in Rage? And that one is definitely forgettable.
If it's adding both of them, I think it's probably like high B.
Because there was an era. I think the Rage Rants fell into the era where I
So,
actually didn't listen to the episodes. There were a few.
Well, I'm trying if I can find it. Oh, here
Rage
it
Rants
is.
are one of our
I found it.
Oh, me talking
first
about.
few video episodes.
Oh yeah, it was a video episode.
Or certainly the first 4.
Oh, so I remember we had Rage Rants because the past few episodes before this, we were feeling really low energy and we were.
needed to get it out. That was me. I came up with that one.
Yeah,
too.
you did.
That's funny.
So that's why we haven't done another one. It's your topic. You need to come up with another one.
Well, yeah, but
It's not.
I'm not a very angry
Yeah.
So
person.
Yeah.
so probably just B.
I think we should lump them
I think
together.
B tier. It has its value. Like obviously, you know, letting all the stress out. You know,
Right.
kind of voicing our opinions on
This was actually the
what
episode
makes us
after,
mad.
That was the Rage Rants was the episode after our little guy right here was.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to him.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
And
So we said high B tier for that, or just B tier
yeah,
in
just
general.
B tier, just B tier.
All right. So past Rage stories, we have New Year, New Media Junkie. Another,
yay.
a new, or another holiday special.
I listened to this one the moment it came out. I waited until the
Oh,
New
you
Year's.
did?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's awesome.
listened to it. Pretty great. It was fun. Oh no.
What?
I just lost my train of thought. I was like, it was fun. No more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what happened in that episode. I like the episodes where we get sappy and talk about like.
That's right. So we had that. I think the last big chunk of it was like really kind of emotional and like very like we
talking about like our
talked
hopes for the future.
Yeah, our hopes for the future, which I remember our big hope during that episode, our New Year's resolution was to make it to 1 year, and we did it.
Yeah!
So celebration.
I didn't. Oh,
we actually.
yay! That's
our
awesome.
1 year.
Yeah, and
Look at us go.
I mean, I think
Yes.
part of our resolution was, let's try and do it past that too.
Yeah,
But
I think we also said video was another one we wanted to get.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
soon
because that was the one right
afterwards we did it.
before that we were like, it's a
Oh,
chance it might not happen.
we had the big announcement during that episode.
Yeah.
They
So
might be doing a video soon.
yeah.
yeah, and we did.
Yeah.
Very next episode, but not next episode. What am I talking about? New Year, New Media Junkie. What do we think about it? Where are we putting
I
it?
think
It's
a lot
special
of
to
stuff.
me.
I think
This
it's pretty special.
means something to me, man.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of. That's a be A tier.
Yeah, A
for me,
tier.
at
I
least.
agree. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's all I gotta say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Super Junkies. Yeah.
I
Oh, this
hate
is a
episode.
wacky
I love this
episode.
This is a very wacky
This is a-
episode.
I got to
Absurd.
make 2 characters.
I am still so proud of my characters.
Mhm.
I remember Eating Man. What's the other one called?
Ragdoll.
Yeah.
Ragdoll and
Oh, we need to
yeah.
bring them back.
Yeah.
Mine was the flaming bolt. And
Yeah,
the
yours are
poison
like
hawk.
actually superheroes, and mine were just the most like worstest.
Yeah.
and I've obviously
Do
had one.
before we figure out where we want to put this, do we lump this in with
The D&D.
no, Super Junkies Showdown?
That was the
Yeah.
D&D episode.
yeah, the
D&D.
D&D.
But I don't think so because that.
No, it's very
I think that one was
A
more,
lot different.
more different than
yeah.
Um, our first role play episode.
Yeah.
We kind of came up with
Yay.
characters.
It was very fun. I got to really like flesh things out, like in terms of like
Got the
storytelling
flesh
and
out.
stuff
right.
like
Oh,
that.
yeah, you were Professor Austin.
Yeah.
And his assistant. Remember?
Oh yeah.
That was a good
That
one.
was a
too.
good
That was funny.
episode.
We're funny people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very.
Sometimes
funny.
I think about stuff like that, and I'm like, man, we really did that.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
right. Especially these older ones. I'm like,
Right.
we said those jokes. And,
Yeah.
like, we were the funny ones.
right.
I liked the flaming bolt was my favorite.
Flaming
Like,
I don't
Bolt was
even
very
remember-
funny.
He was very. I liked having him just like
Ooh.
be very into like being called the.
Yeah, because
That was a good bit.
Call back to naming the
Yeah.
actual podcast.
Yeah.
I find it funny that we came up with this name kind of in like a rush, and it stuck with us for a year.
Oh
That's-
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
And that's
I
actually a really
keep
good
adding little lore to the background.
We'll get into that. Later in the episode, we'll talk about more of like stuff from the past and stuff
Right,
like that.
right, but like for individual episodes, little stories about me, like listening to them or planning
Mm-hmm.
for them. I was writing the ideas for Ragdoll and Eating Man on the way back from picking up Gang Beasts from GameStop.
oh,
So that kind of adds to a lot of our overall.
where the timeline's at.
Right, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Where do we think that one lands?
I think.
I think A tier.
Yeah, I
tier.
don't think it's S.
No, I don't think so either. But it's definitely
It's
we were at
definitely
a
high.
very good creatively. I think we did it. We're doing a good job.
Yeah,
I
And
think it's a middle of the road.
and I think
middle
it
of
was
the
like a
tier.
perfect balance of like creativity, comedy, and like I guess comedy, like comedic
Right.
value
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
sure,
listeners.
sure, yeah.
I think
Um,
it's just very good.
Yeah, it was fun for us and fun for them.
Mhm.
People were, a few of my friends were talking about Eating Man even
Yeah.
after
Oh,
in
that's
Ragdoll.
cool.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So the episode after that, absurd trolley problems. This is a Luke episode.
This is my like little baby.
Yeah.
What?
What
I have a
happened?
cut on my hand.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just have a little tiny cut.
Bill.
Bill.
Bill Cipher.
Oh, no.
No.
That's what he said. He said something about getting 1,000. There's 1,000 free paper cuts.
He did say that. The
He
book
did.
comes with 1,000 free paper cuts.
Whoever has
Well,
the
no,
book is
certain
cursed.
people, you could be a lucky winner.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
I might have gotten a paper cut, but it doesn't look like a paper cut.
Aw.
Yeah.
I just
You
don't know
should have
what.
just said it was for the
Yeah.
bit, Hunter. How dare you?
I mean, yeah, it was a paper cut.
How dare you not lie?
Cut out my other part.
What?
Cut out the other part.
Okay,
Cut
yeah.
out where I said it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what was this?
Absurd trolley
This is
problems.
my This is my little one where I'll always be rooting forward to any time.
Mm.
I have an episode planned that's in the same vein as this one, which is gonna be
Okay.
also pretty fun.
Gotcha.
But the absurd trolley problems is I got it from Markiplier video, watching him play it. Thought it was super funny.
Yeah.
And I tried it with us. Very wacky, also kind of like into your psyche, like, ooh, what kind of person would you do? What are these decisions you'd make?
Yeah.
And we had a great time with that episode, I think.
Yeah.
And just the unexpectedness of I haven't talked about lobsters at all. We've been forgetting to talk about
Yeah.
them. But anyway, like the unexpectedness of seeing the 5 lobsters and 1 cat problem.
Oh,
Still,
yeah.
I think about that all the time. Of just
Yeah.
like and like looking at Hunter and just being like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess obviously we should talk about that. Is at some point in here, the lobsters came up, and that's probably our
That
most
was
famous
Laura
bit.
Galore.
Laura Galore.
Oh, yeah, Laura Galore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy, that was early on.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Prior, it's our most famous and longest
I
running
think so
gag.
too.
I think.
So much so that he's become part of the cast
Yeah.
and
Yes.
maybe part of something else.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? Wait.
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
Guys.
So
Where?
Don't leave me hanging.
yeah, where do we think absurd trolley problems?
I'm gonna put it in a. Oh, also there was a forgettable moral compass bit we did with Super Mario, which actually you did a pretty good job on,
Wait,
if I
we had-
remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it needed extra, and we planned for it because we knew we needed extra time. But yeah, the Super Mario moral compass is pretty good.
Mm.
This
Um,
episode, I don't quite remember.
Which one? Absurd trolley problems.
No. The
Any,
next one.
anyway,
Where do we think absurd trolley problems lands?
probably A tier for me at
A
least.
tier.
A tier.
This is also my sister's. I think it's Grace's favorite episode. Maybe. Don't quote me on that, but she's listened to it a lot repeatedly.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty creative. Thank you for the people who made that game for giving us such a fun episode.
Yeah, thank you. It was very fun. So where do we think it lands?
A tier.
A tier. Okay.
This episode.
So next is the pair. So next is Junkies Jumbotron,
Oh,
the
geez.
audio era.
No.
I hate this episode.
Yeah, this is another one that's
This
kind of
wasn't
like,
even like an episode, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
It was just more of like you
it
talking
was-
about the audio area,
Mm.
and then
We threw a Hail Mary because
Hail
we
Mary.
I think so I forget why we even made this episode,
because we,
but
didn't,
You
we
were just
couldn't
trying to-
figure out a time to record, and you were like, "Don't worry, guys, I got a plan."
yeah, and
And-
this was it.
And well,
Oh, yeah, and you
it
hated
wasn't
your
it. You
character.
had a really good plan, and
Right.
you had really good ideas for it, but it was the time crunch that ended up having to
Yeah,
condense.
true.
If it had come out the way it was, it would be a great episode.
Right. Basically, the idea was that it's a whole recap of our best moments, our best bits, all kinds
And
of
it was
different
a horrible
categories
episode.
for
No, it
everything.
wasn't.
I don't think it was like absolutely
I'm
terrible,
kidding.
but I didn't have as much fun as I thought I would have.
Yeah.
making
horrible in
it.
the sense of him editing.
Because you got to think there was the time crunch, but also it's probably the most inefficient and nearly impossible episode to edit because you got to think I'm pulling
Right.
clips from hour-long episodes.
Right.
So putting all those episodes that I need into Premiere and still having Premiere not catch my laptop on fire
gee, yeah.
is,
Now, how did you get the clips? Did you go back into like the YouTube video and clip them, or did you go back to your files and clip them?
I went back to my files.
Was that easier than just going to YouTube and saying clip?
Yeah, it was. Just because
Oh.
of how Premiere is set up is easier to kind of like
Sure.
skim through.
Mhm.
But not a very fun episode to edit.
Recap
Obviously,
Roger never came back. Like,
yeah, recap
Yeah.
Roger.
He's in the void.
What
Yeah.
was that again?
Vaulted character.
Vaulted.
Vaulted.
Yeah, but it's there's a for you. You're lacking, man. You're
Oh,
slacking.
sorry, dude.
Come on, dude.
You said "but" a few times, and
Yeah.
every single time I've been like, "Oh, he didn't say it."
Yeah. Anyways,
I should start teasing you for that too, though, because it's just as bad.
Yeah.
It's not a way to
Yeah.
to help yourself.
I think this episode is probably a low D, which
Sure.
honestly breaks my heart because I remember when I thought up Recap Roger,
Right.
I really like the character. It's like I remember I was working a shift when I thought of like his whole the
Bit.
whole idea,
Yeah.
and like his voice and stuff, and I thought of his lines and I was repeating his lines to myself during work,
Oh,
like
that's fun.
walking
I
around,
love that kind of stuff.
and it was very fun to brainstorm the idea, but that's where the fun ended.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
think it's probably a D tier
Sure.
episode, which
It's too
this is the only episode where I feel like you guys don't really get any input because you didn't work
Yeah,
on
that
it
is
at all.
true. Yeah, we didn't have much part of it. As a listener, I will say, it was just okay. But Recap Roger, I would like to see him back actually because
he'll make a return
you can do
somewhere.
so much with the character. I
Yeah,
feel like,
you know, it just
he's our made up super fan. Like,
Right.
he's the
Yeah.
one who put together
exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe he's our number one listener.
Yeah.
He's out there somewhere. Maybe he'll make a
Floating in the
return.
void.
Yeah.
Move this chair. I'm sorry. I'm having a big problems with this chair. Me and
It's
the chair
it's
have
okay. Get rid of that chair.
been- Okay.
Uh,
Mic
moving
sounds-
on.
Mic sounds incoming.
Okay, Mike sounds. He's moving his mic. Everybody.
Yep. All right. We're good.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Okay. New era.
New era, yes. So this breached the audio era. We're in the video era now.
Yeah.
Well, an era we're still in.
Yeah. well, yeah. I guess so.
I guess I would say it's more audio now.
Audio, visual. What do you like?
Audio visual. Yeah.
Yeah, but-
There's a lot more visual aspects and less full video episodes.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a blend.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
we
But
found a good mix.
we never transitioned into a new era. or
yeah, we
whatever,
didn't really
so,
announce anything.
But Luke's Mismash Extravaganza, the first video episode ever.
First big episode.
First video.
And I think it was a banger.
Yeah,
I really
think
like that
so
episode.
Too.
I think it was really good.
And that is.
That's something I really want to do again.
Yeah,
the
me too.
fans
I know. And
coming
I
up
was gonna
with
say this is in no part thanks to me. This is all for you guys. For
yeah,
your-
this is the Media Junkies right here putting
Right.
in the work.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
it made a great
And
episode.
They did. They chose some really great stuff. I loved how ADD it was. Just
Yeah.
random jumping from topic.
Right.
Man, Luke's Mishmash Extravaganza.
It was just nice because this was the episode where I actually felt like a content creator because we had
Yeah,
fan
fans.
input and stuff.
Yeah, right. Well, I will also say, as far as actually doing the video goes, it was rough.
It was, yeah.
The episode itself was amazing, like concepts, our laughter.
I will say visually, in terms of like the webcam and the words and everything, just how everything's looks,
Right.
it's not very good.
Yeah, we were especially Austin was testing the waters of like how to present us with like our logo and everything.
Yeah.
And we have our most recent episode and a few of the other ones that we've done video. We have settled on something that I think works.
Yeah.
Of just having like the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good that way.
I think so too. But back then, it was rough.
Yeah. So it was just dipping our toes in the water.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to
Dipping
figure
our
out.
toesies in it.
Yeah,
Gross.
figuring out what works.
Icky.
Where do we say mishmash is lands?
Probably a
Definitely
high A.
at the high A.
High A.
I'd say maybe even leaning a little slightest bit into S, just because
Okay.
of the concept.
I can
But
agree with
I
that.
think we'll put A.
Ooh,
Yeah.
here's the best episode.
Yay!
Hunter's mysterious
Mysterious
I was
conspiracy.
listening to this on the way here. Austin still hasn't listened to it again.
I haven't.
Personally-
I
And,
need
and,
to.
like, you watched like 2 minutes of it. Remember, I came in.
Yeah.
But I'm
think
telling you,
this
dude, this is peak Media Junkies right here.
I'll take you for your word.
So,
yeah. Well, no, I want you to also
I
listen
think-
to it.
I will listen
Don't
to
just
it
be like,
too.
I believe
Yeah.
you.
I think we know where this goes.
Yeah, this is definitely S tier.
plus.
S tier.
S, but maybe again conceptually just a pretty bland, like not that's the wrong word to use, but very basic
Yeah.
one. But it was Hunter's idea, so I think that the
Well,
100
actually, no, it
episodes.
was my friend's idea.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, but I think the
Yeah.
100 episodes usually have a certain vibe to them that I do quite like,
Yeah.
and this one especially was just like the best.
I think
we
it was
talked
good.
about. Talked about so many things, and we were just had so much energy and fun the whole
Right.
time. We
Yeah.
were passionate about these conspiracies. We were cracking jokes.
Yeah.
We were playing off each other.
See, every time we talk about it, it just makes me want to listen to it
Yes,
more.
you have
And
to.
I will, because something I will say is I've been listening to a lot more Distractable, because
Oh.
I have a 35-minute drive from Kent
Sure. Yeah.
there and back every day. So that's my chance to listen to it.
There you go.
I'll listen to it on Monday when I
Yeah,
go to Kent.
Please do. I'll remind you. I'll text you.
Yeah.
Remind you. It's a super great episode. It is, in my opinion, peak Media Junkies.
I think
Just in
it's
terms of like our banter and the way that we like we're just ripping off each other was definitely
Yeah.
like just the way I wish it always was.
Yeah.
This is the episode where it came up when I said the Hitler conspiracy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But also it was coconut crabs.
Yeah.
Walt Disney was frozen. But even just aside from that, like talking about the Earth inside of Earth, or like
Yeah.
Hitler's bodies in there with
Yeah.
Walt Disney, like we combined.
See,
them all.
I'm letting you guys decide here, because for some reason I don't remember anything that happened this episode.
Shame.
I don't know. I'll
it's,
just
it's almost become a bit that like
Yeah.
me and him love this episode, and you're just like,
I'll
oh.
have to. I'll just listen
Yeah,
to it
you
again
will.
and let you guys
There
know.
was something else. There were so many quotable moments. Like, did you guys know that whales are mammals?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
and also you had a heart attack. Almost had a heart attack the night before. And
Oh.
that episode was almost canceled.
Oh yeah, that
So-
was the episode you
That's
almost had a
In
heart
an
right.
attack.
alternate universe, we never did that episode.
Yeah.
In the
Because you
alternate
died.
universe, you
Yeah.
died from a heart attack.
We live in
Yeah.
the best universe because
We only didn't do that episode. You guys continued the podcast.
I'm
though.
convinced
What
that
if-
Austin lives in the best alternate universe for him because, like, again, everything gets so close to being bad, but then it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I'm so sad for all my variants that just
Yeah,
like go
yeah,
through
no, they all-
everything.
Yeah, what
so
is this
sad.
like? What is this? Gravity Falls now?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about AUs for some reason lately. Just
Yeah.
like every action you do,
I think it's-
in an alternate universe, you died because of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
Like
crazy
we
to
all
think
just
about,
died
man.
a second ago in
Yeah.
another universe.
I think it's because you hated what's it called so much,
What?
Infinite so much.
Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't want to talk about it. I don't like negativity.
Yeah.
Continue.
Next up is the AI invasion. This was
This-
me
Mhm.
episode.
Very important episode because
This is when I was introduced. Yay!
Yeah.
favorite boy.
Media Junkies.
Rotten
I
Ralph.
didn't have a name here.
Yeah, well, we decided at the end of the episode we did
We
one
did
of
a
my favorite
poll.
parts. We did the poll, and
Mhm.
I remember the laugh of when we saw the name Rotten Ralph, and we were all just like, haha, that is funny.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah, I think this episode was a great episode for me to
Fun
be
fact.
introduced.
What was your name almost originally, Rotten Ralph?
Oh, it was almost Kraken.
Yep,
Kraken.
It was
which
almost
we would have
Kraken.
been like, that's cool, but not fun.
Yeah.
and Mr. America. was the
Mr.
other.
That was the AI generated one.
They were all AI.
Oh,
They were
really?
all-
Yeah.
oh.
You think I came up with Rotten Ralph?
Oh.
Like-
I don't know.
I'm gonna be BRB. I'll be right back.
Okay,
I'm gonna
right.
let this doofus talk real quick.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Needs to
Where are you
talk.
going?
Just over there.
We're in. Okay, have fun in this
Alright.
room that you've been in a million
Oh,
times.
Yeah.
But no, I think I like that episode because it's obviously introducing this guy.
Yes.
But I wish I would have introduced him a little bit better though, because I could have. I know I introduced it pretty well. I don't think it was like that interesting. I mean, I would just pull it out of my book bag.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted Austin to not like look over at me when I was doing it. Put him on my head, and then Austin like look at the screen again and be like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And then look over at me and then just see a lobster on my head.
That would have been good.
It would have been. It was a very slim chance if that even worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, in
that was also the episode where I introduced our shirts.
yes, and that was my favorite part. We were
I
all,
forgot about that.
we were all just like, "Whoa!"
It was the first time we ever had merch.
This
It's
is
also
when-
a very popular episode because again the clickbaity title, the AI invasion.
Right. Very good though. This was a little bit with me where I was obsessed with like AI, talking about it for a lot.
And I've grown so.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to talk about it
because
anymore.
it's one, it's scary, and two, it's been talked about so
We
much.
should talk about lobsters.
I mean, yeah. There are better things to talk about than AI.
Exactly.
Lobster
Any
invasion.
podcast who's talking about AI should change what they're doing and start talking about lobsters.
Yeah, every single podcast should be talking about
exactly.
me.
They're very important. Well, not
Yeah.
lobsters
No.
in general.
Me.
Okay.
All right.
Next episode.
Well, we never placed it.
Oh yeah. It was very much conversational based.
S.
Oh my goodness.
No, go on.
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit biased.
Yeah.
But did you even listen to our episodes before then, Ralph, or did you just start listening? No. Okay. So you just started listening.
But I listened to all the other ones after that one, or before that one, and I still think this is the best.
Okay.
episode, 'cause
Sure.
I-
Okay. As long as you're not just saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
So
I disagree though. I probably say it's probably B tier, maybe even low C. It's only memorable because of the intro and the ending with the.
We knew who hates me the most then.
What? No, it's not. I think I said my favorite part of the episode is when you were introduced.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I only kid.
Yeah.
Well,
I only kid.
seeing that it's your 1 year anniversary, I'm gonna get going for a little bit. Until
All right,
you guys
yeah.
talk about
Sure.
National Lobster Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll be
we'll
back.
We'll make
So,
some reappearances.
Yeah.
but-
You enjoy the podcast until
Yep.
I come
All right.
back.
We'll
All
do,
right.
we'll
See
do.
ya.
Don't
Right
join
off.
too much because I'm gone.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
We'll share the love. Yeah. I like how I'm always the one to talk to Ralph. And
Yeah.
Austin is always just like, get him out of here.
Yeah. I would say, I guess B tier is good.
Yeah.
I would
B
say
tier.
high B tier though.
Sure. Well,
Hi, B tier.
it was your episode.
Yeah. Well, I think it had pretty memorable
Yeah.
moments.
The beginning and end definitely were.
My other one.
What?
So next
Hunters.
episode is one we already talked about, but I just want to mention that it happened. Rage Rants.
Oh, yep.
But we already did that one. Next up is Hunter's.
Huge addiction.
Hunter's.
anime.
Yeah, Hunter's anime addiction.
Oh yeah, this is Hunter's favorite like nerd out episode. I like this episode because I showed off my shirt. We saw Hunter's baby pictures in the background.
Shut
Oh
up.
and
yeah.
more things that he doesn't
I'm
like.
a little annoyed about the Hunter x Hunter quiz though.
Why? Oh, because it would. Yeah.
We had a lot
Yeah.
of problem with the quizzes where it was just like really random questions.
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah,
I
it
thought it
was
was like
weird.
more mainstream stuff, not just like random stuff that I wasn't gonna remember. Like, how much did the last door at Kilo?
I know. Yeah, it was odd. It
I
was
didn't.
weird, yeah.
I know I'm not paying attention to that. I don't remember exactly how many doors either.
And you watch so many anime that like.
yeah, I watched
it's,
so much.
It's
anime.
impossible to be so hyper fixated
And
on
the JJK questions were so much easier because
Yeah.
like they're actual like things that you can remember
Right.
from the anime.
Yeah, it's always hard when we do stuff that's like a quiz or like a game because it's in their hands to make it entertaining.
And
Right.
also, at the time I didn't watch Hunter x Hunter. I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter for like a month, like a good couple of months before.
Yeah,
that
I
quiz.
think we're past now when I watched like the first 10 episodes at some point, and then I watched a little bit of JJK
Yeah.
too after this.
Yeah.
Oh, this was also the episode where I gave you guys my Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah.
So you guys
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And that's where so now I have a pinpoint of when I started watching Dragon Ball.
Cool.
And that was only in like March. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
been
like
a
it's
long
way
time.
longer than
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Oh well.
But anyways,
Can't stop the rooster.
yeah, so I will say statistically, I think this is our like least watched episode.
No, it's actually like 31 views.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, maybe it's
Well,
yeah,
Austin also
it's
knows.
Our
the-
Super
Do we get more
Junkie
listeners
Showdown.
on Spotify or YouTube? I always wondered that.
YouTube.
Our Super
Yeah.
Junkie Showdown is
Wild.
the one that has.
Maybe it's because Spotify has ads. For
That and
but
like
I have
Big
YouTube,
Talk
YouTube
2
just has
has-
more users, I think.
I
Yeah.
think
So
Big
it's
Talk
like-
2 actually has the lowest amount of views.
Oh, really?
It has 14.
Wow.
You can see on there. You can go to like
Yeah.
yeah.
But where do we put Hunter's anime addiction?
I'd say probably a C or D tier.
I think C.
Sorry, Hunter.
I think C. Honestly, I think in terms of like the viewers, unless they're really passionate, know their stuff about anime, they're
Yeah,
probably
they're
not
not gonna
gonna
get
Yeah.
be very amused.
Oh, so our least viewed video is Around the World.
Oh, 3 Media Junkies around the world. Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
We'll get to that one. Maybe that's a C tier.
Whoa.
What?
I was waiting for this. There's an episode that I have no memory of.
And that's the one?
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about it in a minute.
I knew. Okay, yeah. That's so interesting to
Yeah, I
me.
don't actually remember that one at all.
Yeah.
Super Junkies Showdown. Next episode.
Oh, yay!
Our
first D&D episode.
Yeah, our first D&D.
It was kind of D&D.
It was like D&D.
A mix.
Yeah, it was D&D, but it was very like bare bones.
Right, yeah.
I really liked coming up with it. It was coming up with like the story and the riddles.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun, and just like the whole plot of the giant lobster
yeah.
boss.
The
and
riddles
like,
were great. Oh yeah.
And
People loved the lobster boss,
yeah.
and then the laptop car puzzle thing.
Yeah.
It was really creative. And
Yeah.
me and Hunter beat each other.
I
up
liked
again.
coming up with puzzles and stuff that were related to like the podcast moments and stuff. I think it was just really fun to come up with. Do you have some? You look like you have something to say, Hunter.
No, it's my friend sent me something.
Oh. Well, do you have any? Because this was an episode that you were excited for because it was your first D&D.
Oh yeah,
one.
D&D. It was just really nice. It was like nice, different from everything else.
Yeah. It was very unique. I will say.
I became a god in that episode.
Oh yeah. I forgot
I
about
ascended
Hunter's.
into the godhood.
And me and Austin's like
My
social anxiety
speech.
was so
Because he was screaming.
We were like,
it was so good though.
Yeah, it was so funny.
If we were
My
anywhere
speech.
else, it would have, I wouldn't have
speech
been
would have
worried
been
about
yeah,
it.
I
But,
know.
it was
I
very.
think that the amount of people that are in this place while we're recording is attributed to how many viewers we're gonna have on the episode. I don't know why. I always felt like that.
Well, if we
No.
keep recording until open mic happens, we're gonna have a lot of viewers.
Yes. Actually, we
Um,
probably will have a lot of viewers in this one because it's like a whole 1 year.
Right.
Also, our most recent episode well, not the most recent, sorry. My controversies episode has 45 views, and there's not anywhere close to that many people. There was like barely anyone.
Well,
here.
yeah. Maybe it's
There's
like
also
one
barely,
person counts for 10 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. What's next?
Well, where are we
Oh.
ranking this one?
Thank you for keeping us on track.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to
Yeah.
do that.
I think probably a.
Yeah,
A.
A.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
The ones that we reference other episodes, I always like because I think
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
Next up is Game Night.
Luke's
Another video episode.
Yay! This is another one that I just love.
I also like this one. So looking at the description, it seemed like we went on a 1 week little hiatus. We must have missed an
We
episode.
did. It was a missed upload. It was, we came back swinging.
Yeah, so big stumble here, but
Yeah.
then Luke presented a great topic.
Is this the one? I can't remember. I think it was because we were sitting on this side. This is the one with the batteries where you had to run back to your house and get batteries for the mixer, and then we found out there was that whole saga. I think that was that episode. It was definitely a video one.
Yeah. That was rough.
Yeah, and then everything else in the episode, we played Taboo and Pictionary, which we just had a great time with. I think I'm sure you guys did.
Yeah, it was fun.
And the viewers really like that one too. I kind of feel like we should do more board games, but
We should do more,
It's hard
yeah.
to do because like Pictionary was like we figured out how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and Taboo you didn't really have to have a visual, but like for most board games you have to have a visual.
Yeah, unless
so
I had like
an
a
overhead
crane to
I
like
would love to do
shoot
Uno.
down.
Uno is a dream episode of mine.
Like we could even do it digitally, like
I
digital
would,
Uno.
Yeah, true.
I would also even because again we have to get a gaming. Something gaming. We have to do gaming together at some point.
Yeah, at some
even
point.
Even if it's past when the podcast is over or anything like that.
We're
Like,
breaching into later topics.
Right,
But
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I keep doing
Well,
that.
actually,
Sorry,
yeah,
my
that's,
bad.
that's next
Yeah.
episode kind of. Deal.
What is next? Oh, game night. I this is an S tier
No,
for
no,
me.
I
I don't know
haven't-
if
I
it's
haven't
for you.
finished.
What?
Something I also want to say. Luke has been in the middle chair the most out of any of us.
Yeah, it's just because
Video.
I do more video episodes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? Well,
Because
more
a lot
than
of
me?
those-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
More than
I have two.
Are you talking about just video episodes?
Yeah, just video
Oh, I
episodes.
thought you meant
Oh, yeah.
all
Yeah,
episodes.
wait a
So
minute.
I was
Luke
like, what?
has- Luke has 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
With every number
5.
he gets more
has-
anger in
yeah,
his
he has-
voice.
He has 5 video
Yeah.
episodes.
Hey,
where he's
How
in
many
the middle.
video episodes do we have?
We have
I think most of them were mine just because
1, 2, 3,
I think I'm the
4,
most enthusiastic
5,
about video
6,
episodes out of all of
Yeah.
us.
I think I'm.
Which obviously isn't fair to you because you
8.
have to edit them, but
Yeah.
I always
9.
liked seeing.
We have 9.
I'm sorry.
okay.
I always like seeing our mannerisms for some reason.
I will say after the last video episode, I'm more confident about it. Like the main reason I didn't like it, like you said, was editing. Like I just didn't like how it turned out because it was a lot of work
But now that
for
you
something
have-
that didn't look that great.
Right, yeah.
But I think how I did it last time is simplistic and actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah, that's actually how Game Grumps does it, by the way. I meant
Yeah,
to say, so.
and I think the last episode, our video actually looked really good.
Oh, yeah, it looked
Yeah.
Like it actually
And
looked
it's funny
like
because we were just talking about maybe getting a better camera or
I think
using a better
it's
camera,
because of that, and I think it's just because your computer was so.
which I still think we
Right.
should.
Sorry about that
use-
mic noise.
Yeah, but I still think we should use your camera if possible at some point.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is something we'll work on. So we said like, do we agree on S tier for this episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. There's also more. There's so many good bits. I
think it was empty.
threw a pencil at Hunter's face and he was like unfazed by it. He was just like he didn't care.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
I think it's because you missed me, but I don't remember.
No, I hate you. It made like a ding sound. You can hear it.
Next up is the future of things.
Oh yeah.
This was a Hunter
Oh, yeah,
episode.
this is and
Um,
we double shot with
yep.
yeah. These ones were rough.
Yeah.
if I
So
remember correctly.
This one was 38 minutes.
yeah, very very low. But anyway,
Low energy.
um,
for sure.
basically the topic I guess was just the future of whatever we wanted to kind of talk about. So like
Yeah.
future of
Stuff that
like
was coming.
blockbusters. Like I think I talked about like the future of movies or something.
Right.
And then you talked about your Hawaii trip that you were going
Yeah.
on. And
Oh man. It's really cool going down the timeline, honestly.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and
Oh yeah, we had a plan on you calling in for the
yeah, we
Hawaii.
didn't do that.
episode we
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah.
why we never
should
did
have
that.
done that. But yeah, it was just like I don't know. It just wasn't that great.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, you could probably lump this one in with the other one because they were both of similar caliber.
The other one was the past of things,
No.
the future of things, and then
What the one right after it?
that's Big Talk too.
Oh, what? Wait, what was the one before it?
Game
Game
night.
night.
Oh, I thought there was 2 episodes we did.
No,
there were 2 episodes we did where the audio was completely messed up.
It
and
might have
we were-
been Big Talk too.
No, it was.
No,
Oh
was
wait, it was.
Yeah.
It was. It
Yeah.
was.
Um,
Our audio was like completely messed up, and like we were all in kind of in sour moods a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And those 2 for me have always been the ones where I just have never listened to them. I just don't
yeah,
like them.
it's just I don't know. I think the future of things is definitely
I think it's C.
it's very forgettable.
I'd say D for both of them, honestly. That's
D.
just my opinion.
I mean.
And you're talking about
Very good input, Hunter.
I mean, we talked about a good amount of things. We talked about like what we're gonna do with our futures. I mean, like.
Yeah.
yeah.
I said I was gonna take a year off of school.
You also got upset in one of them.
I got upset a lot.
Yeah.
I would say it's
I think it was.
I'll agree with Hunter and say it's C tier.
Okay, sure.
Because I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessarily a bad episode. It just isn't.
I
Oh, we already did Pig Talk. That's what
it's
I'm forgetting.
forgettable, but it's
Yeah.
not like super. No, Big Talk is next.
but if you want,
We already lumped them all together.
I know.
Yeah.
so I won't lump the future of things and the past of things.
Sure, yeah,
together
we don't
because
need to do
they're
that.
very
Those are
different.
very
Wait, what was the past of things? When did we do that?
That was like the history lesson episode.
Where we
yeah.
were talking about like inaccurate. No,
No,
that,
that's
that,
no.
historically inaccurate.
Oh yeah.
It was about like I
I
gave
mean-
each of you like a history of some
Jesus.
form of media to talk.
Oh,
like
that
yours
was one of
was-
the ones where we
Yeah.
had.
We should probably start speedrunning a little bit now because it's.
Yeah, we were
have
running
4
behind
minutes.
a
What time
little
is it?
bit.
It's 4:32, and we still have a good amount of
Yeah,
sections.
we're
to
fine.
go.
We got it.
Oh yeah.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying we should probably start speedrunning a little
We're
bit.
good. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're good. We're only at an hour and 27. We're
Yeah.
good. So
Only.
the let's see
Okay, 'cause we still
here.
have 1, 2,
I'm
3,
quite
4,
enjoying this.
5,
I think
Yeah,
this is
it's
a
very
good-
fun.
It's a good way to do the
It is
history.
fun. I'm just saying.
Spin a story. That's what we're on
Yay.
next.
Ooh, spin a
Man.
story. That one's
Um,
alright.
See, oh, the fly. He's up my microphone.
Oh my God. That's
on him.
that's a gnat. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a
Kill him.
fly.
Actually, yeah, I know that now because I played Grounded.
Yeah.
Put it in my nose.
Oh no.
They
He's
do that a
attacking
lot.
you.
They do that a lot.
You guys
They do it
didn't
on
get to see that
purpose.
the battle I just had. I like was
Have you-
swatting
okay.
all over the.
Yeah.
They go up your nose a lot.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me, and I sneezed, and I saw a gnat.
Yeah.
before, and I was like,
Gnat.
"Ugh."
But spin a story. What do we think about that episode?
Horrible. I'm kidding.
What?
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, you weren't the biggest fan of that one, if I remember
I wasn't.
correctly.
I really liked it because I thought it's similar to bedtime stories where we had to come up with a story real quick.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that was kind of what I was playing on. I
Yeah.
think that just the concept again was really good.
yeah.
That was the episode where he had to do a musical.
Yeah, the toothbrush
Oh,
musical.
that was good. I like
yeah, that was
that.
good. And you did the robot
Mhm.
one that was good.
I'd say it's probably A tier.
Yeah, and we did the lobster cake one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember,
Oh, yeah,
I
lobster
think that's
cake.
one that definitely, if I wanted to do a sequel, that would be the one I would do.
Mm.
We
Either that or
technically
Luke Smash Extravaganza.
Kinda did.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
I
that,
mean,
I
Well,
count
what we haven't
sequels
done-
as entire episodes
Yeah, we can-
dedicated
yeah.
to.
I'm
This
so
episode's
fed up with this gnat. He just landed on my chin.
Oh no! Get rid of
Man,
him.
he's on my-
Exterminate him.
I shouldn't have done that.
No.
I knew I shouldn't have.
I like how he went on your forehead afterwards.
He hates me.
All
right.
So we're saying A tier for Smith Story.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is Austinator. Yep.
Oh, wait, you're so much smarter than him for
Yeah.
saying it before he did.
No, I said it at the same time he did.
So what was this one? Austin has to get. Oh yeah. So it was a play on Akinator. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was fun.
Where I
It was
had.
fun for us because me and Hunter got to be kind of sneaky.
Yeah. So I had to guess which famous
Oh, yeah.
people you guys were
Yeah.
thinking of based off of the indirect
see,
questions.
And Hunter revealed his love and my semi-love,
Mm.
and
for Gordon Ramsay.
yeah, for Gordon Ramsay, and I've definitely got way more into him since that
Yeah.
episode too.
I would say probably like B tier.
Yeah, B tier.
It was good, but it
Yep.
wasn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't phenomenal.
I agree. Yep.
B
It
tier.
was one we had to do kind of quickly because it was a double shoot. We were like, we gotta think of another episode to do.
Right. The terrible plot. We're on
yeah.
Hunter's baby child here.
My little child.
The D&D
of mine.
episode.
There's also a demo for the one that I'm still
Yeah.
currently
Yeah.
in the works of
Man,
making.
that's been a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't even started making the actual
Yeah.
campaign. I haven't even finished the
Hey,
bosses.
if it makes you feel any better, my court case episode, my
You gotta
Phoenix
get back
Wright,
into Ace Attorney.
I know.
You gotta play.
I gotta find my
just
switch.
yeah.
There's a lot of
My-
steps to this.
the thing is,
that I have not started
my
at.
Yeah.
issue about my episode, the D&D episode that I'm making right now is like I'm trying to make it good. So I'm trying to perfect the bosses,
Right.
like, characteristics, their moves.
But that's good. Again, we were
everything
just
else.
talking about
Right.
this, like
I'm
delaying
trying to
something for the
perfect
sake
it.
of quality. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
But only other issue is that it might be a very, very long episode.
Sure.
like
That's
multiple
fine,
We could
parts.
split it into parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was fun just because it was again another Hunter
Mhm.
episode that had a kind of an interesting vibe to it. I kind of like.
Yeah.
Me and Austin got to have fun making our characters.
Oh, I had so much
And-
fun making my
yeah,
character.
that was a good time.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you guys to make your characters.
Yeah.
Making the characters has always been my favorite part of these kinds of role play
Right.
episodes.
Very good.
I'll let you guys know when I'm like.
I had my
close
whole
to-
song that I came up
Yeah,
with,
the
yeah.
bear, the
which I
bear.
can't remember. Really.
It was like a bear,
I'll let you guys
Yeah.
know when I'm like close to the end of this campaign.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah,
So
I
that you guys,
appreciate
so
it.
I can send you all you guys the stuff again, so you guys can make your characters.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You were doing the manipulator, right, for yours?
A manipulator.
Was
Oh,
you-
for like the yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, this one I would say probably is an A tier.
I agree.
I think it's ass.
I think we have a lot of A
It's
tiers,
tier. It's good.
Yeah.
which is like
I think.
If
Yeah.
anyone,
I think you can make an even better campaign.
Yeah, I think so
I,
too.
So-
I think this campaign that I'm making is going to be really good because I actually want to make it different paths and stuff like that.
Right.
And I want to flesh out the bosses a lot more. Like I have a
Yeah.
really good idea for one of the bosses, but I'm not going to say it,
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Wow.
obviously. But
How
I
dare
haven't-
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good.
A tier.
Yeah, let's
Pretty
see.
good.
What's the next one?
Debate club.
Oh yay! This
So,
is really why
yeah.
do I keep saying that? Like when it's
So
my episode. Yeah, yeah.
this was your episode where you presented
I
a variety
was
of.
just looking at my notes the other day, looking at the note I had for
Yeah.
each one.
So I have in the description things soon take a very controversial turn.
Mhm.
I don't remember why though. Why was that?
That was Hunter talking about his absolute love for our friends across the pond.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I was talking about how much I hate French people and
No.
British people.
He talked about French people
I forgot
too.
about the French people
Yeah.
one.
Both of them.
Both of which are places I have been since then.
Yes.
So
And they're both sad looking.
yeah, actually a little
Yeah,
bit. Sorry, I'm
exactly.
sorry. Like
Yeah.
I didn't expect that'd be how that wouldn't turn out. Yeah, I know we have a lot more to go, don't
Yeah,
I
we
said
do.
it
I was
here,
just
and I
looking
will
through it.
always say it. It looks very sad over there.
we? Do you, I don't know.
What?
Because with this episode of the two parts, would that be?
No, I
No.
want this episode. To
No. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah.
we only have
don't-
until 6, so
I know, but
We're fine.
I didn't
That's what I'm
expect that
saying.
to be. Okay, yeah,
No,
whatever.
we're
'Cause the other sections aren't going to take.
Yeah,
that
the
long.
other topics
about
should
Austin.
be quick.
How about Austin?
Well, we never ranked debate club. So
Oh.
what are we putting debate club in?
Probably
low
B
A.
or A. A little bit forgettable, but
Low A.
I think we had fun with it. And there were some good bits in there,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Hunter's thing,
Yeah.
and we talked about the Funko Pop
punishment
game
that
that
you
just
got
came
me?
out actually.
Yeah. I think probably B tier.
Mhm.
It was good.
Punishment, gift
Oh,
you
we
gave
did
me.
like waffles and pancakes, and
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
It was good. All about Austin. This was when you guys were not gonna argue about this. Okay, Hunter. I know you're very passionate about this.
You never told us your birthday.
Oh yeah,
This is me mad
I
about
know
my
you
birthday,
didn't.
and I made an entire episode. This is
You should have titled the episode just like the date of your birthday.
yeah. But basically, this was my episode, which
Mm.
it took me a lot longer to make my own dedicated episode for some reason.
Right.
But
I don't know why in the most
yeah,
recent episode I thought it was August.
It's okay.
I think we're just thinking of Austin.
Austin.
And the names that we call you, like Ingleson, August.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, I missed that bit.
So
Yeah.
it's,
Whatever happened to
I
it?
do it all the time now.
Yeah, he still does it.
He does.
I've been calling him Ingleson and stuff
Dang.
Yeah. But oh no, I did it. I did it. Anyways, I think this is probably C tier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not my greatest.
The only
And
thing-
this is the one I was thinking of that has another episode after it that was
the
also
only
very.
thing that I remember
Mhm.
about this episode is you complaining about how we forgot about your birthday when you never told us
Yeah,
about it.
and then it's a very forgettable episode.
But I did
so.
get you a present like a week later because I was so happy that you indulged in my passion. That I
Oh
bought
yeah,
you
the
a
parrot
present.
shirt. Yeah, which I love that shirt. I still wear it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah, Pasta
C tier. I think you
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, I think so
C
too.
tier,
yeah. Okay.
And the Pasta Thing's the other one that was just kind of low energy.
Past of Things, I would actually say is probably
Probably
D
F.
tier.
Yeah, probably D
It's
tier.
only 31 minutes long.
Yeah, it was
Our
short one.
shortest episode.
Just because we
Yeah.
were, and it was again audio was completely screwed.
I
on
think
that
we
one.
Yeah.
were trying to try and just end the episode quickly since we had stuff to do. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we were all
yeah.
kind of in weird moods. It was
Yeah,
rough. It was rough.
it wasn't the greatest episode. I
Yeah.
would say probably honestly, I would put
I'd
this
say-
with Pilot Part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
pilot
think
part
so,
two
I think
is
it's
tier,
pretty
yeah.
bad.
It's pretty rough.
I think it's
not our
lower
best.
though. It's not as bad.
Wow, it's really interesting to me, like how our episodes are very just like really, really good. Then they're
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it really does kind
F tier.
of
Name more
get worse than
iconic
better,
trio.
worse than better.
Name a
Um,
more iconic trio.
yeah, name a more iconic
Oh.
trio. Well, wait, our longest title. Why
This-
are you sad?
No, because I'm just reminiscing. This might be out of the ones that I've made that you talked about. Might be my favorite one. That out of the ones you talked about so far of my episodes, my favorite one that maybe even actually
Yeah.
overall, just because it came that one it started in the debate club.
Right.
Very unique idea for an episode. But we had so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like who we were out of different trios.
So just
and-
to recap kind of what we talked about, there was who's the rock, the paper, the scissors, and we
Ooh.
brought up the scissors joke a lot. That
Oh, yeah,
Hunter's
yeah,
the scissors
that
because
was
he
back a
looks
lot.
things up and
rock paper scissors. Interesting.
Yeah.
You should bring that up.
oh, why is that?
You'll see.
Okay. Then there was SpongeBob, Squidward, Patrick. There was peanut butter, jelly, honey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And just all kinds of different things like that. Just kind
It was
of
good.
crazy little topics. I think it's probably. What do you think, Luke?
This is an S tier for me.
S tier?
Just 'cause-
S tier, yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
I,
it
it
was really
was
good.
so fun.
Which
the fun episodes.
you
are my
know
favorite.
it's good if I let it have that title because I
Yeah, I know.
If you'll
Name a more
notice
iconic trio. I'll wait.
if you will notice about me, I tend to like snappier titles, like
Right.
shorter titles. So having that one just not even like capitalized
Right,
properly.
but it's perfect.
It
Like,
is
fits so
perfect.
well.
It fits the episode perfectly.
And I kind of like the idea of us being so pretentious about that when like we're
Yeah.
actually not very popular at all.
Yeah.
Like no one knows us.
I
We're
know.
just like, yeah, name a more iconic trio.
I know,
and it's us saying it, so
yeah.
it's like it doesn't even matter.
it's very good. National
Our next
Lobster Day.
episode.
Yeah.
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 What did I remember exploring the lore of Rotten Ralph.
Let's see.
We
here.
talked about me.
And we did lightning round lobster facts.
Yes.
Yeah, lightning round lobster facts. What else?
We had Rotten Rosie, Sunshine, and
Oh,
Jerry
yeah, we
Ralph.
talked to my children.
I
and
just
my
really,
wife.
I really love the description of this. The boys reflect on their love for lobsters not only due to the national holiday, but also thanks to today's host, who himself is also a lobster.
Yeah.
Just so
Yay.
good.
This man from Europe, Golden Ralph, is
Oh, yeah.
another part of the
Golden
lobster.
Yeah, he's my brother that we don't like very much.
Yeah,
'cause
we
he,
sealed him
Oh.
in gold.
Yeah.
obviously because he's stealing gold. He's committed
hmm
Yeah.
horrible war crimes.
Terrible
Yep,
crimes.
I know. That's why I keep him
Horrible.
here so that we can hold him up and he can feel
It's
the
kind of
pain.
like
Yeah.
the carbonite in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So what do we see now? I think it's one of my
I think
favorite.
It's S tier.
It's one of my favorite holiday specials, just because like
Yeah.
nobody else
Yeah.
would do a holiday special
Exactly.
about this
Because no one likes lobsters like we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So I think it's probably S tier.
Yeah.
It's in
Yeah.
the classic
We have
playlist.
staked our
S
name
tier.
as we are the official,
Yeah.
we are the most lobster podcast.
Yeah.
Like, no one else can have that.
We're
Right.
gonna we're gonna have a
There's no
lobster.
competition.
We're gonna have a lobster, Hunter.
No,
Yeah,
we're
gonna
not.
have a lobster. We're all gonna have a
I
lobster.
think that bit
Yeah.
is, like, over.
Yeah.
Ever since,
Nope.
the whole Clarence
No,
thing.
Yeah.
we're doing it. We're getting a lobster.
Next up
Raising from
is, I'm not gonna lie, probably one of my least favorite episodes.
keywords.
Keywords.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I thought
What is this
I
one?
thought it would be fun.
it was conceptually you did everything right.
Right.
What
It
even was
just
this again?
so it was. Well, you explain.
I had said a word and it was in a category and then you had to say the next word. You had to say like a word that started with the last letter of that word.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, that
it,
one-
so just to recreate what the episode
Yeah,
was
that was
like.
kind of-
It was just kind of everybody just stopped talking for
Okay.
a second. It was just like, like that's literally
Yeah,
it.
right.
That was pretty much the whole episode.
And the thing is too about it is that like, because I always play with my siblings and we always are like laughing the whole time. Sometimes we start crying,
We had, like-
but that's just because we're, I think, a little bit more goofy and silly and out there, where we're a bit more mature, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Not to like hate on them, obviously, because I
Yeah,
prefer,
we're more mature than you
I
guys
prefer
are.
both dynamics, but it definitely works better in certain groups than others.
Right.
But it was good to try out, I think, just to see
be
how
fair,
it went.
Yeah.
I'd hope we were more mature than them.
Yeah, but I will say probably C or D.
They're
Yeah.
younger than us.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
we're
give them-
we're getting up there. We're almost
Yeah,
there.
I know. I'm sensing.
I think we hit, like that one was like our least or worst 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Or
This is giving us. This
keywords
is giving
in
me
around the
a really nice scope of our
Yeah.
episodes.
What'd you guys say?
Um,
was,
C or D tier? I
Yeah,
think probably
C.
D tier.
and
Yeah.
then we
Yeah.
had around the world.
Doing
Yeah,
Media
I-
Junkies around the world.
So what I was gonna say is crazy about this is that I don't. I
Remember
was thinking about this
this.
beforehand. Is like there's gonna be an episode that I don't remember,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like the concept of that is so interesting because like we did it and it's on the internet, but we don't remember it.
Right.
Because
What
it's
was that
we've done so
about?
many episodes that like it's gotten. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
What even was that episode about?
The around the world episode.
Yeah.
It was about our vacations that not only we were going to go on, but we have gone on. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And this
we
was at
talked
your
about
house,
that.
right? No, it wasn't. There was another one at your house. Wait, did we skip one?
We skipped. No, we skipped Big Talk 3 because
The
we
Big
already
Club
did
was
that.
The one I'm pretty sure is that's the one we're talking about. That's when we're talking at his house about the.
Oh, okay.
That's when you gave me the
Right.
gift of the punishment gift
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
me talking about.
But around the world, I would say is the perfect episode for C tier.
I think so too.
It-
Forgettable, literally.
Honestly-
the topic isn't great. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's
Was
okay.
It was a filler.
yeah,
episode.
Yeah, we
it
have a-
was filler.
we have a lot of good episodes. We have like some like.
Yeah,
just not
I was kind of
Yeah.
worried that we were gonna look at all our episodes and be like they were all C tier, but like
They were- none of
but,
them.
but seeing that they're all A, like most of them are A tier, I'm like I feel more proud
Yeah,
of ourselves.
yeah.
You know.
And hey,
Um,
we're not biased against anything really.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We even said some of our episodes are just bad.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yep. We've
Bad.
admitted it. We're very honest
So
with ourselves.
historically inaccurate is next.
Uh-huh.
Not
was-
to be confused with the past of things.
This one was in tandem with another one that was on your house. Which
yeah. So
No wait, Lucology and historically inaccurate was Lucology was the one you gave me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So historically inaccurate. We just talked about the inaccuracies in like media and stuff like that. Which what do we think about it?
I think it's close to a high B, low A.
A little
maybe.
bit forgettable.
I think it's more forgettable, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't remember really anything
Just
from it.
because I think the other episode that we did was so
Yeah.
like kind of overshadowed it.
Yeah.
You know, but that one I think was a little bit.
This was a
forgettable.
double shoot.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I guess,
Yeah, I would
yeah.
say C probably.
sure, yeah.
Another C. Back-to-back C's.
Yep.
We weren't doing good there for a second.
I know. Yeah, there was a little bit of a
yeah.
rough patch.
But next up, Lucology.
Yeah, I brought it back, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes actually.
Yeah,
I
just
really
be-
like it.
In my opinion, it is the most important episode to me, just
Mhm.
because I finally got so many of my thoughts out there.
Right.
I'm writing a book to get the rest
Yeah.
of them out there.
It also made me realize more about myself. Like it was about
Which
like
makes
reflecting
me so happy.
on people. Right.
That's like my
I
entire
still
goal.
didn't.
Yeah.
And we had such nice discussions about so many things, and
Luke, do you need to charge your phone?
I felt the most like myself in that
Mhm.
episode, which was really good because it was just that's what I'm more passionate about that than I am about video games, and
Right.
and getting to put that out in the world was so nice.
Yeah.
And there was you guys, specifically Austin, just being so open to it and enjoying it and actually getting something out of it
Yeah.
was more fulfilling than you'll ever know. Like
Right.
I'll be thinking about that forever. Like, I hope,
Yeah.
like sincerely.
Yeah. It was very fun.
When he dies, he's gonna be thinking about
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
true.
So I think probably S tier.
S tier for sure.
I would agree. Just because in terms of actual discussion, it's probably the most philosophical we've gotten and very just probably the most
Lucasophical.
the best message I think we've had.
For sure.
Uh,
Read my book when it comes out, guys.
Yeah,
a little
read
bit of
it.
advertisement.
Yeah.
Like that episode.
but then next up was Everything Everywhere All at Austin.
Oh,
so
yeah.
this episode was dedicated to when the whole hermit crabs situation happened. There was not only that, but just a ton going on in my life.
Yeah.
So I dedicated the whole episode to just kind of explaining everything,
Oh.
kind of hoping to capture the magic of the laptop story and like the crazy
And I think
stories.
you did a decent job.
I think I did,
You
but
were
I,
also a little bit tired because
I was very tired
all
that
stuff
episode.
that just happened.
This is the only episode not edited by me. It was edited by you, Luke.
Oh yeah, But,
You-
we had to.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
I helped you, but
Did we share the lore that we had to cut out
Oh, I didn't hear about all this.
a wordy dirt?
oh yeah,
I don't know if we talked about
there was
that.
a swear word that we had to cut
A
out.
very very bad swear
Yeah,
word. Like,
and
but
believe
one
it
of
or
the worst
not,
ones.
it wasn't Hunter that said
No,
it.
it was Austin.
It was me. Like Luke
We'll
said.
release the unedited cut at some point.
Yeah,
What
like
was-
Luke said, I
Tell me
was.
what the wordy dird was when after this episode.
Yeah,
He was. Oh, okay. Well.
I was very tired, so I think it just like
yeah,
slipped.
it did. Yeah.
But I was very low energy. Honestly, just I was kind of disappointed in this episode, just because it
You were in a
didn't
bad mood.
that and it didn't capture like my storytelling.
I think it did.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, I'm glad.
I think your perspective on it is a little different just because you were in the certain mood.
Yeah.
But I think that it was a
We're
very
going up
Austin
there.
episode. I think you did a
What
good
do
job.
we say? What do we say for that one?
I say probably A tier, maybe
Okay.
Probably, like-
probably low A tier, but yeah,
No,
A
like,
tier.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's higher than I would have given it, so I'm
Yeah.
happy about that.
There you go.
Get
We're all having
Club.
some happy realizations
Yeah.
today.
So we'll lump in Character Club with Character Club Part
Yeah.
2, Part 1 and Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
And
Part
This
two
one was funny.
introduced- we talked
Um,
about my Hobbit hole.
Yeah, your Hobbit, yeah, your Minecraft
Yeah.
Hobbit hole.
I haven't played
So
Minecraft on that world in a while.
what do we think about those ones? I really liked them.
I like them too.
I think they're pretty
I
good.
specifically liked part 2 a bit more because
I
that was
like
one with
Ma-
the D&D alignment.
Right.
But part 1 had the French fries.
The potato one.
No, it was
Yeah.
I thought it was because it was like
It
crinkle
wa- yeah,
cut
but it
and
was like
sweet
different
potato.
potatoes. too.
Man, that was a good time.
It was
Zero
good.
potatoes.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, okay. It
Uh,
was a fun one.
so honestly, I think it's just like
I think
it's
they're
an A
both-
tier.
Yeah, it's an
They
A
both
tier.
A
Just
tier.
an easy,
Yeah.
easy meal already
Yeah,
tier.
easy.
Not even worth.
Next up is The
Fellowship.
Fellowship.
Yeah,
One of my
Ooh.
favorite episodes.
Honestly, yeah.
just because of
uh,
the,
Also,
yeah.
our logo too for that episode.
Yeah.
yeah,
is
my
amazing.
favorite logo
By
that I've
far.
ever made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super
just
great.
Well,
so
except for
what?
this one.
Well, I didn't make that one.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you made. my
Yeah.
bad.
But just great. See, I reversed it that time. I said but.
Yeah,
I've got trick
You're
you.
learning.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't improving.
Yeah.
You're trying to trick me into
Yeah, I
thinking
know.
that.
This is like this is like trying to get someone into therapy, and they
Yeah.
just. This is like Bill in the Book of Bill.
I've never read that book.
Yeah.
I know, but there's apparently he's like trying to get out of wherever
Oh,
he is
yeah.
right now.
Honestly,
and he's tricking the axolotl into thinking that he's
I would say S tier for Fellowship.
S tier. Yeah.
For what?
The
The
Fellowship.
Fellowship.
Yeah.
Just great
Just because
episode.
it was based off of her best hangout.
Well, you're close to best.
Our best
Yeah.
hangout.
Tied.
Yeah, tied.
No.
Tied.
Tied
Listen.
best.
You both like the Deltarune. I like
Yeah.
Mm.
the Fellowship
I
more.
will say.
So,
I think I think Lord of the Rings does squeak a little
Yeah.
bit
If
above.
if we had to combine them all together, if we had to combine all of
Because-
our enjoyments of it, I think the
Mhm.
Fellowship or the Lord of the Rings one was better.
yeah, I think we all enjoyed that one.
Because
the
the Lord of the Rings was like it was like an adventure. Like we
Yeah.
set out to do a goal. You know?
Yeah, I know, and-
Like it was like
and it was kind of fun too because it was like we had an adventure to do and we were watching.
And we
the
made that
other
goal.
movie, So yeah.
We made that goal.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did, and it was good. We had fun. Like we were
I
Yeah,
just
can't
it
joking
wait for
really
around.
fun.
I can't wait for a Harry Potter one.
then
Yeah.
obviously
It's gonna be
this
so
episode
fun.
was dedicated to just reviewing the whole.
Oh, yeah,
fran-
yeah.
You guys
the,
be
the
at my
trilogy.
house for
Put the hangout on the tier
Yeah.
list.
You'll be at my house for 2 whole days.
Maybe for the 2 year we should do a hangout tier list because probably have more
Maybe.
than that, and I think that those would be fun to rank too.
Yeah.
I do have to talk to you
Yeah,
guys
so
about
I
something else.
probably an A tier just because of the experience and getting to talk about it and
You said A tier.
the
Okay.
fun of it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yep.
I also do have something to talk to you guys after this episode's over about Harry Potter hangout.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And going past that is back to school.
Okay, we're getting close.
Eh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Probably
you talking
C
about your
tier.
phone
C
was
tier.
pretty interesting, but
That it was just kind of us talking about
Again,
going back to school.
it's like
Obviously.
we've had these highs and lows, and they're
Yeah.
so like frequent. It's like
Mhm.
it's like a the seismic wave
Yeah,
charts.
it's just like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's just
That's really funny.
yeah. So I honestly I think just C tier.
Yeah, it's just C tier.
I
Yeah,
agree
C
with
tier.
that.
The best part about it was your phone story, and you probably
Yeah.
didn't enjoy that.
I did not. That was probably one of the most stressful times of my life. Was that
Yeah.
phone situation? It was terrible.
Good old
Um,
days.
Good old days. Yep, that's what's next.
Good old days.
That was a U episode. so you should remember it.
Sorry.
It was about reminiscing in early childhood.
Oh yeah.
Um,
This one was also kind of just probably C tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Forgettable for
Um,
sure.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what happened.
Because I didn't get much time to kind of think about it, but there were some stories that that we told that were just like kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of hoped you guys would have more,
Mhm.
but it was okay.
It wasn't.
Did I have my cut on the back of my head for that
Yeah,
one?
you
yeah.
did.
Mhm.
They're just pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say.
I think probably like low B.
I think
If
B
anything.
tier.
Okay.
is
Okay.
good.
Like
Okay.
low-
You know
like,
what?
it-
That's okay.
It's
Low
I'm
B.
fine with that.
Yeah.
Low B.
Because I think
Yeah.
it's better than some of the stuff we have on C tier.
Sure. Yeah. The cut on the back of the head was good. And
Yeah.
talking about my glasses ripping off a chunk of my
Right.
skin. Yeah.
Next up, would or wouldn't.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is
That
was
S
really
tier.
good.
This is S
S
tier.
tier.
S tier.
I really like this one.
S tier.
Not much to say. I mean, we just recorded it not that long ago.
Yeah.
I came up with this whole topic during a
Yeah, we recorded
college
2 weeks ago.
lecture.
Yeah. Did you really?
Yeah, so
Ignore that laugh. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's okay. So very good episode.
It was only one more
Had
day this week. Thank God.
Conceptually, probably my favorite episode, even more so than Moral Compass.
Oh.
Aside
just-
from Lucology,
I had a lot
obviously.
of fun coming up with the questions and just like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
wacky they were.
and just again, aside from Lucology, my favorite concept, but like the idea of like the questions having like these like narratives that were like thread,
Right.
but like also it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Would you rather
you
jump in
just
a
did a
pit
great
of
job planning it. And I
snakes?
think that me and him had a fun time experiencing it.
Would
Right.
you
And
I
rather
think we
jump
need more
in a pit of
episodes like that.
snakes?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
snakes.
pit of snakes.
That one was a very reoccurring one.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, and you getting mauled by a bear and going to the beach.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't get mauled by the bear. I played smart and I played dead.
But
then-
then the question after that was you got eaten by a bear.
Yeah,
remember?
it was a different
And-
bear.
Yeah.
Um,
Hunter's Mysterious Controversies.
best
Next
one
up.
yet, I think.
Really?
Your favorite Hunter episode?
I think
Um,
it's probably second best Hunter episode.
I
no,
actually really
maybe
like this
third.
episode.
Yeah,
Maybe third
it was
behind
very
Terrible.
interesting. My dad enjoyed it a lot,
Thi-
just because it was a world that we're very knowledgeable in, so
Yeah.
we got to kind of explore it together.
This
Another S
was
tier.
this was an episode where there was a lot more that I actually wanted to say. We just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I know.
Very long episode,
We
an
could
hour and
do a
17
part 2 on
minutes.
that. We could do probably part a million. There's so much
Yeah.
controversy out there.
But
And I think we talked about it without getting too like, like the political, but also
Right.
just like the whole like, I have an opinion and I hate this person. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah, we
I-
actually
It's
gave
very
like reasons why we don't
very
like this person.
factual, and
Yeah,
I
I
think,
think so,
Hunter did a
too.
good job, like coming up with like all of his
I
prep.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
really trying to like okay. I did that all in like the day before.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
a
Like,
lot
I
of
got all that stuff
research.
The day before.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's a deserving S tier.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think it's
I
in
think
there.
it worked hard for that.
Yeah.
What is our S plus tier again? I don't remember.
We didn't do any S plus.
Yeah, it's just all S.
Okay.
I made a joke about that, but it's just
'cause,
like
yeah.
and then
Our most
we
recent
are.
episode.
Luke's.
Which
Go ahead and say it.
This episode.
Luke's
sucked.
absurd game show of insanity.
Yep.
All right. Well, your opinion will
kidding.
change because it was so recent.
know, I'm
'cause
kidding.
you had a bad experience with it.
I was
but,
kidding.
I had so much
I
fun with
won.
this one. You won, but you.
Yeah, but the coin flip kept.
Yeah,
screwing me over
that was
'cause
such a good
somebody
bit, though.
because
Mhm.
somebody just threw the coin
But
forward.
You're gonna look back on that and be like, it's so funny that it landed on the head so many times.
No, because you
Yeah.
threw it forward.
Yeah, I know. I
Mhm.
know, Hunter.
Yeah.
You just
This
went
is
like
so petty.
you just went like that, and it's like the coin can't flip if you're just throwing it like
Yeah,
that.
it's okay.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun coming up with this episode.
Mhm.
Like just the making the tree and
Yeah.
making the riddles and stuff. And you guys had fun with it too. I
Mhm.
was actually worried going into that one that it would be a bit too like absurd.
Mhm.
Because I also hadn't done an episode like that in a while where I was just did
Yeah.
completely wacky stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think high A S tier
Yeah.
in there.
Jeez.
What?
Nothing.
Where would you put it, Hunter?
Probably high A. maybe
I agree with A.
Okay, sure.
I think
We'll
so.
do high A.
So now that we finally did, the whole tier list,
Yep,
we're
that
finally
took an hour
done.
and 52 minutes.
Yeah,
It didn't
so-
feel like it though. It felt like much
No,
shorter.
it was very fun.
It was fun.
very
It was good.
fun.
was
It
nice.
doesn't feel like we've recorded 2 episodes already.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
usually it'd be
I,
almost probably more because not all our episodes are an hour.
That is
so.
true.
Yeah.
It really put into perspective.
Yeah.
The 1 year really got to me in that
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah. So just great to look back on our past, and
Mhm.
I hope to do it again maybe in the few like in the
Let's get
2
some more
year.
S tiers.
Yeah,
Definitely,
let's really work for
Next
some
year
better
we're
episodes.
gonna have all S tiers.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
that's
looking,
every
we're looking
episode.
back on our past, and now we're looking into the future.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Speaking of
goals
ways.
for the future. This is next section that I have kind of a lot to talk about. So
Not as
I'll-
much as that, obviously.
No,
but,
obviously not. But what do you guys think our goals for the future should be?
My number one is gaming.
Mhm.
I want to do gaming. If it's just like you playing an indie game, you know, or us playing Game Beast or whatever, like just I want to because those hangouts are so fun, and I want to be able to rewatch and just have like to edit or whatever.
Right.
I want to do those. What?
Game Beasts, the one that you sent, you never sent. Did you ever send us the full of all the clips? Of
No,
Game
because I
Beasts?
was gonna do because we didn't take as many as we thought, so I was gonna do for future hangouts, just then put them all.
Right.
Okay.
But wait, that's aside from the thing.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, gaming is one that I really want to do someday, and it's been something we've been talking about since like the beginning of this podcast. But
really long time.
It is definitely a stretch goal.
By I say at some point in the 2-year mark, we have to try it.
I think so.
Yeah.
We have to at least dip our toes in the water.
I think we should definitely do a blind, because we don't know when 3 and 4 is going to release, but we should do a blind reaction to Deltarune 3 and 4.
Yeah.
We also need to recap on the first two before the two.
Because that would be
Yeah.
very, I think, fun for the viewers too. Because we gotta do the voices and all stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We
It-
talk about media so much. It'd be cool to see us experience it.
yeah, very commentary wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a email for 3 Media Junkies,
Mhm.
so like we could just make that the gaming channel.
Yeah, true.
The email
Oh,
that I made.
yeah.
Hunter, what are some of your goals? You got any big ones for the future of the pod?
future? I mean, kind of.
Well, for the podcast, not for,
Mhm.
just
for the
you.
podcast.
Yeah.
I don't really know then, because I mean, just continue doing the podcast.
D&D
Mhm.
campaign.
D&D
Yeah.
campaign. That's
I'm gonna
D&D.
finish that.
Yeah.
that's
a
a
big
pretty
one.
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I do. At some point in the 2-year mark, I want to do the Phoenix Wright thing.
I'm gonna make you a
Honestly-
checklist. Our checklist is going to be find Switch,
Yes.
That one
play
won't be
Phoenix
done.
Wright.
Yeah.
That's it.
My campaign, if I actually start doing it like within like the next few weeks or so, it probably won't be done until like possibly the summer,
Well then
Or-
get started on it.
Yeah.
or even like if we were still in school, like it's starting next,
yeah.
like when the school year would start.
Ah, yeah.
Ooh. I mean, that's fine. However long it takes
Yep.
to make a good episode.
The longer something takes, the better it probably is.
Yeah.
So yeah, gaming, that Ace Attorney. I'll ask you about this afterwards, but I would like to know what the requirements would be for us to have to do a gaming channel, like what equipment we would need, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'd all,
We'll
Yeah,
figure it
okay,
out.
Yeah, we will.
if we're doing it like us all playing the same game,
Mm-hmm.
like together, and like we're actually recording it,
Yeah,
then we'd all need a computer or
we'd all
a
need one.
PlayStation or like an Xbox.
Well,
or
if we're
something
playing
that.
like something from
If we're playing
online,
like,
you know.
If we're playing Deltarune on my Switch, could we just?
Oh yeah, for
would there be a way to
Deltarune,
do that?
I
Well,
don't really-
Nintendo especially is kind of
It's-
hard
it's
to
basically
record
impossible.
Sure.
stuff like that. Like,
Oh well.
but
We'll-
we'll see.
We'll cross the bridge when we get to it. But
Yeah.
for now, yeah, I think that's good for our goals for the future. What's the next?
Oh no, this is the big section. I have a lot more to
Oh,
talk
you do?
about.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Excuse me.
So in terms of some like things we can work on,
Right.
I think something new that, well, it's not new. It's something I've been kind of harping on but haven't really enforced yet.
Right.
A rule is the me do an episode topic, you do an episode
Oh.
topic, you do an episode topic.
I
I
guess
want to
so.
make sure we're
Me get into.
going back and forth.
Right, okay.
I don't want to just, because that adds.
'Cause I feel like there was a good bit there where Hunter had an episode in the
Right.
Yeah, then I cooked with.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think you should
Right, yeah.
have more input, and it adds more variety because
Mhm.
each of our episodes does have a different kind of a feel.
Yeah,
So
which
I
is
think
really
it.
neat.
Yeah. So I think it adds a lot to the podcast when we do stuff like that.
Mhm.
And honestly, that's probably the biggest rule, I guess,
Sure,
to
yeah.
talk about. But I do have a kind of, I guess, an announcement depending on how you take it, Luke.
What?
I have a new job for you.
For me?
For you.
What do you mean?
So we talked about before, trying to get you to edit the
Right, yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
And obviously that didn't really work out because you don't have something to edit on.
Exactly.
But I have a different kind of position
Oh,
if,
yeah?
if you're interested in it.
Yeah.
And that would be social media.
Yeah.
That's one thing we haven't done yet
Now,
is...
this is something because I don't use social media
Right.
pretty much at all.
Mhm.
And I also wouldn't. It's kind of hard to say. I wouldn't want to be just a 3 Media Junkies channel on Instagram though, like or anything, And
Right.
I only have Instagram anyway.
Mhm.
But I would love to do some advertising.
Right. Because I feel like from the beginning you've always been kind of the advertiser.
Yeah, I love to tell people about it very much because this is dumb, but like the Luke Gordon, like I've done so much in my life that I'll tell people about. My book, Lukeology, the podcast. I have this kind of like I don't know what the right word is to say without sounding like a pretentious or whatever. But I have a lot of things I've done in my life, and I'm kind of a brand almost.
Yeah.
So I want the podcast is part of that. So if I did do more social media, it wouldn't just be the podcast.
Right.
That was a long-winded way to say that.
Well, what do you mean in terms of that?
Like if I did an Instagram account, I would do stuff about the podcast, but I'd also say stuff about like if I'm doing whatever musical I'm doing.
Right.
If I'm
I think that's more of like a
books.
personal though. I'm
Right.
talking more like a 3 Media Junkie, like a page for us to grow.
I guess
like,
I
kind of a
guess
vessel
I
for
just
that.
don't really know how to do that. Then like I wouldn't know how to create another Instagram account or like Snapchat or whatever you want to say.
You don't know how to like make another one?
No, I don't know anything about social media.
You kind of just make another Gmail and then you create a new account.
I could just send you the Gmail that I already made.
That is true. Yeah.
And then you create another account using that Gmail. But the actual job I had for you was like kind of the requirement. I mean, is every episode I want you to take out a bit that you like and post it.
But how would I do that? I can like take a screen recording of it. Or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Okay, sure, I can
and then
do that.
just cut it up to make it look nice or whatever, and then
and it would be a thing where like it wouldn't be known that I'm the one. I mean, unless you listen to this, obviously, but like it wouldn't be known that I'm the one running it. It would just be like, this is the Media Junkies channel. Okay,
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I would totally do that.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. And like I said, I mean, my biggest goal for the future is we've been through a whole year already.
Yeah.
We've tested the waters. We've kind of figured things out for the most part, and I want to actually grow. I want to get viewers.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Obviously,
Let's do research on how to do it.
Right. Obviously, that's not our focus. It's not
Right.
Publicity first or anything.
Yes.
But it would be great to obviously get more.
And then if we do end up doing like Luke's Mishmash Extravaganza, maybe it's something that's even bigger than before.
Exactly.
We have more room to do more things because we have more people.
I think that would be a good goal setter. Is let's hold the sequel until we have more viewers to do it.
Yeah. Good.
So I think social media is obviously the best way to advertise.
Right.
Especially for
Definitely.
like a podcast. So I think might as well give it a shot.
Yep.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yep. And I'm sure there's other things to do too to help to grow.
And I'm not thinking anything crazy. Like I'm thinking just like the Instagram.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's it.
But maybe like down the road. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think that's good.
Yeah. So keep us updated.
I will.
On how that goes.
Yeah. Hunter, send me the email whenever you get a chance. And I'll check it out. Because again, I already don't use Instagram much anyway, but I've been thinking about maybe using it more because this musical is coming up, and I kind of maybe want to like, say like, come see the musical because I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I've been so against social media in my life, like for so long.
But I think in terms of like for the pod, it's good.
Then it's kind of all three of us, even if it's me running it. Like you know what I mean. That's why I wanted if people would know it was me because I don't like putting my face out there as this like comparative, like here's why I'm better than you, my life is so great.
Right.
I hate that kind of stuff so much. So I do think that a 3 Media Junkies account would be great.
Yeah. So look out for that, Media Junkies, in the future. I think that's about it.
So
yeah. See ya.
Well.
What?
Reveal.
What was that?
Reveal.
Reveal what?
You.
Reveal me.
Yeah, reveal your
It's
face.
Austin.
That's right. I almost forgot.
Someone told me that you looked like the grandpa from King of the Hill today on our logo.
What?
Anyway, go on.
That's a good point, actually. They're not entirely wrong.
It was Miss Monk.
Thank God we're getting rid of that logo then.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I love that logo.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, are you ready to transition into the new era of 3
We should
Media
all
Junkies?
snap at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's get into the big unveiling. right, now that the unveil has happened, what do you guys think about the logo? You
What
like
do you guys
it?
think about it? I think it looks really good.
I think he's asking us.
Yeah, I am asking you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
Like I
like?
said, I think it looks really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it looks really good.
I-
It was designed by Austin's girlfriend.
Yep.
Yep.
And she did a great job.
Yeah,
Amazing
she did really good.
job.
I think we talked about it outside of the episode, I think, or maybe it was in the episode where we revealed it.
Nope.
Where
it was.
we were hoping, like, maybe for the third year new logo or whatever, to kind of have a blend of like us in it and
all the stuff.
and
but
all the stuff.
I will say the aesthetic we have right now is very nice.
It's very good. I like it's that, like I said, it's
It's
the
very
LED
pleasing.
sign we've
Yeah,
always had.
the brick
We've always
wall,
wanted.
We
think
wanted
is
to do
nice.
that, and now we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in digital form.
Yeah.
Just the logo.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the whole getting a studio arc. That was terrible.
Man,
yeah, we did.
we
That
have been through so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy
It's
how
amazing.
much happens in a year.
I mean, this is
know.
our small talk. Because there's end small talk.
Yeah,
so
we're
it's
we're
our
in
outro.
I know,
last small talk, so we can get some closing thoughts.
Just think about all of the games that we've played, all the movies
Yeah.
we've seen.
I mean, to really put it into perspective, as much as people was like, time flies so fast and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Mhm.
so much
Has
can
happened.
happen in 1 year.
yeah, so savor
So-
those moments.
Yeah, not only that, but so much can happen in 1 year. But despite that, we persevered and we're still
Right.
doing the podcast.
Let me just
Exactly.
say, it's
And-
funny that 1 year ago we did tier list episode. We hated it. Now we
Yeah,
did it again.
Yeah.
it was
and we
amazing.
loved it.
Yeah.
Honestly, this probably would be an S tier episode if you put it on the list. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I agree.
I do think that before we go, we need to talk about when we said we would promise that we would describe the original conversation that
Oh,
spawned
yeah,
the podcast.
I forgot about that.
I
So,
just thought about this.
Viewer discretion kind of is advised for this.
Yeah,
it's a little graphic, a little bit.
Little
I mean,
bit.
I mean, it's goofy though.
It's
It's a little
Um,
goofy and graphic.
So it was during a cross country meet that we kind of came up with the whole idea.
Yeah.
What was the story, Luke?
It was before a race, right? We were just walking around together. We'd been listening to Distractable a little bit. In fact, I think during that time, Hunter was listening to Bob's Fridge.
Yeah.
And we were talking about podcasts and just how much fun mostly Distractable was, but also just like in general content creation. And then we did some stuff away from each other. We came back after we were at the tent. And we were talking about how Hunter unfortunately couldn't participate in the race.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we devised a brilliant scheme. We were going to take off somebody's skin, and put him inside of it so he would look like them.
This was Gabby that
Yep.
brought up this idea too. That I should peel and take off her skin,
Yeah.
go in her body, and then be like, "Oh my God, Gabby, you've gotten
Yeah,
so much
wow.
faster."
And that's great. Yeah. So we were going to do that, and then we kept going for like I think a half
Yeah.
hour or whatever.
Yeah.
Ugh.
and then we're like, "Hey, we should make a podcast."
Well, yeah, so we were
together."
laughing about it, and then like we did some other stuff, came back, and we were like, that was funny, and
Yeah.
then we were talking about podcasts, and the part that sticks out to me the most about that day is just us realizing that we could actually do this.
Yeah.
like it was just a
Right.
funny like, haha, it's a podcast, whatever. That'd be funny if we made one.
And then,
But then just talking about like. And Austin just being like, well, I have the equipment. Like, oh yeah, we do have equipment. Like we have
have
the
the
ability. We know how to do it. And so we were like, this is actually happening. At least for me, because
Right.
there have been things in my life before that I've joked about, like a YouTube channel or whatever.
Yeah.
But it actually happening is amazing to me.
And then a
Right.
couple months later, we got better equipment. We can
Yeah, I
actually
know.
Yeah.
Use
We
a talk.
evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny to me that like we can talk about that story again and like tell the story again, and it's still funny.
Yeah.
Like it's still.
It is true.
It
Yeah.
is. It is the perfect little story to have kind of, kicked us off here
Yeah, I
with
think
the
so
with the
too,
whole
yeah.
podcast idea.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's great to reminisce about it. I think we've done phenomenal.
I think we
Yeah.
have.
I think we've done really good.
been
Yeah,
so
and
fun.
I'm so excited for all
Yeah,
the years
me
beyond,
too.
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean
Dang,
here's to hoping for the best
Yes.
for the future.
Here's hoping.
Yep. Is that anything else you guys want to
I
talk
think
about?
that's it.
I've got
All right.
nothing.
Yeah.
One whole year.
Yep.
Jeez. one
All
year.
right.
Incredible. All right.
Well, we'll see you in the next episode, I
Yes,
guess.
we will, with a new logo and new people.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We are actually
New-
being replaced.
New Media Junkies.
Yeah.
We're
It's
being
like a new
replaced.
season of a show or something.
Yeah, or like they changed the actors.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Recast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You guys ready to end it off?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Peace out, Media Junkies.